changed. Gone to hell, more like. It started when magic came back. The awakening, some call it. You're rubbing elbows with orcs, elves, even trolls these days. Meanwhile, megacorps bleed the world dry one board meeting at a time. They own just about everything. But not us. We're Shadowrunners. Mercenaries, operating in the margins, working dangerous jobs for the desperate and the powerful. Being a runner takes more than skill and street smarts. You want to live long enough to get paid, you'll need a team, the right talent for the job. Maybe that's a mage, someone who can fry your enemies with deadly spells. A good decker can jack into the Matrix and bypass the toughest security without leaving a trace. Adepts, riggers, shaman, and don't forget your street samurai. Packing enough firepower and cyberware to take on a small army. Man, magic, and machine. Takes it all to survive in the shadows. Welcome to the sprawl.
Hi guys! Welcome back to Shadowrun Corporate Sins. I hope you enjoyed Rai and his corporate news. There's shenanigans happening behind the camera once again because the rabble is poorly trained, but I like them anyway.
Shenanigans.
We're in front of the cameras.
Well, no, she went behind the camera. Sorry.
Oh,
my camera's over there and Fang was making arms. Claudia, whatever. Hi guys, how are you today? Let's remind yourselves of where you are. You are watching Hyper RPG, a hyperactive, interactive Twitch channel driven for and by the community, which is you guys in chat watching us. Also us, I guess we're part of it too. Community! We are 5 subscribers away from our next subscriber goal, and if you are a subscriber to Hyper RPG, specifically relating to this show, you get to participate in our Shadowrun metagame, which now includes a recently released new feature involving hiring our runners for individual runs, and the shit list may or may not have something to do with how expensive it is to hire people. They can also potentially even just arbitrarily decide whether or not they were willing to work with you. And then you send them on a mission, and we will recount these facts for you at some point. Facts, I use loosely. And these stories will be recounted for you live on screen at some point in the relevant week. So you should subscribe and become part of that. Join a corporation in the Discord. You can also support us in other ways, like checking out Humble Bundle and supporting games as well as Hyper RPG and charity. All good things. And remember that you can subscribe for free using Twitch Prime, which you get automatically if you have Amazon Prime. And who doesn't these days? We're in Seattle. It's mandatory. It's not. Don't worry. Is it gonna go against my taxes? Will never go away. I don't have it. And after our show tonight will be Honesty Hour with Zach and Bert Jennings, who is the GM of the Star Wars Pencils and Parsecs, which I want to point out was named by our own Dan Poslins.
It wasn't even my favorite one of the ones that I came up with.
What were some of the other
ones? What was your favorite one?
So did you just call their name bad?
No, not as good as it potentially could. I don't remember. One of them was 20-sided Death Star. I liked that one.
Oh, yeah. But what if they didn't have a Death Star in their campaign?
They don't have
that would have been like
dice.
setting up a promise that they couldn't fulfill.
Look, a good name isn't about the specifics. It's about how it makes you feel.
But see, I will take counterpoint in this debate that I think it's exactly about the specifics.
Well,
No, because think about the movie Machete. How many machetes are there? At least one.
The stars aren't warring with each other. I'm gonna take Dan's side on this one. Especially since it's not a Dan argument. Dan very much likes things to be specific and accurate.
Anyway, you can also support our show by sending in a tip with the name of one of the characters. There's hashtags below people's names. Hashtag Lauren is the best one to use because that person will get access to one of these beautiful thumper dice. In fact,
How clean are these? I know she is.
So many dice.
You suddenly care about how
Well, I'm gonna
clean.
drop it in my coffee to make a good splash.
How? What are these?
Zach's touched them. You
How
might
clean?
crush your
They are
coffee.
not clean. Do not put them in your coffee. Pro tip. Pro tip. They've had people's hands all over them.
Actually, that's a good point.
That's-
With all the illnesses going around.
It's stronger though.
Hands
Drop
is
it on
like,
the ground.
Clean your dice, folks.
hands is like the
clean your
best case
dice.
scenario.
Clean your
Drinking game getting started early tonight, folks.
Clean your dice while you have them to clean.
Oh. What if I
So,
Okay.
as a reminder,
fun.
that is a way you can support our show. $10, name of a person. We will see the list. The number next to the name denotes how many dice they have available to them to utilize, making their character more awesome or do things that make perfect sense, like throw a bag of oatmeal in the air.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our
good.
introductions. Dan Poslins, let us know who you are.
Hi, my name is Dan Poslins. I am at Dan Poslins on Twitter, and I play Mordechai, the dwarven mage, who supports the team with spells and summoned creatures.
And a towel.
And a towel.
Hi, I am Cheryl Platts, aka Mainframe. You can find me as Muppet Aphrodite on Twitter and Twitch. And Mainframe in our little MFEC group is the Decker. Deckers are like hackers. They manipulate the internet on a sort of digital plane called the Matrix. We also she is an elf who looks like a human because she was modified via surgery by her. We've just recently discovered possibly quite evil parents, and we just recently discovered that she was born into Aries and has been on the run with a corporate sin for an undisclosed number of years.
Evil is such a loosely
How
defined term.
old is she? Undisclosed number of years.
Hi. My name's Claudia, but on the Twitch and Twitter, I go by Jackie Dash. JAKIDASH.
Ding.
And I play Faye, who is our orc, who is also cybernetic armed, and she supports the team with swords and guns and unwavering amount of heart.
Aww.
So are you sure in the Zord you wouldn't be the chest?
No, because then I have to control the entire Zord.
Yeah, that would.
That would not go well.
You just stay there in the middle and
Oh,
shout things to
okay,
people.
that makes sense.
We
My-
were discussing where every character would be if they were in a Zord.
That's a fan art thing.
No,
Yeah.
I think we're discussing us
Or-
as human. Like,
Oh, I thought we were discussing our characters.
oh, I thought it was me.
Oh.
So tweet at us
Yeah.
with all of our names
Figure that one out
and
for us.
let us know where we or our characters would be if we were inside a giant multi-pilot mecha.
Thing
I
of
would like
desert.
to know all the thumpers, like in a
Yeah.
very complicated Zord, making up all the organs
Of a rabbit.
and body parts of a rabbit robot.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Janine. I play Elsie Blackwood, the teenage face of the group, who is our spy, negotiator, sometimes interrogator, oftentimes sniper rifle enthusiast, and rocket launcher lover. She ran away with Cromwell at the tender age of 12 from her mafia crime family in Boston. And now she's just trying to get her GED. Unsuccessfully. I am at Admiral Asma on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Tony Beeman, or at LBeefus, that's LBEEFUS, on Twitter and Twitch and almost everything else. Bing!
Ding.
I play Cromwell, what is somewhat
Don't do
British butler
Don't do
slash unarmed adept, what uses his fists imbued with magical powers. He had his eyes cut out
Yep,
by
no.
as technology,
Yep.
by as technology, what sliced him out so he was blind, and he was doomed to roam the world blind, but he found magical powers in the form of a spellbook that allowed him to see with ultrasonic vision, angering the Red God Lauren, who punished him by putting him in limbo in the form of an airplane he was not allowed to leave for an entire show. He had to just sit in an airplane and do nothing.
While Mordechai magically arrived very quickly.
I was gonna argue with it a lot, and then I realized you would probably all die if at least one of you weren't there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
So that's Cromwell.
Wait, do we get to now do introductions that are things that are only partially true? What are we introducing our character?
What?
Have you not noted? Never mind. Hi guys, my name is Lauren at Random Tuesday on Twitter. Follow there for information and updates and really stupid comments.
If you want to know more about our characters, slightly more accurate, check out our Wikia on corpsins.wikia.com. .com.
Ding.
Thing. Wait. I think the thing is trained.
Previously on Shadowrun Corporate Sins. Mfek had investigated that there were children that had been disappearing throughout the city of Seattle. Most of these children, or in fact all of these children, were sinless and had gone otherwise unnoticed by all except the few people who care about their continued existence, mainly meaning that law enforcement did absolutely nothing, as is common for sinless children. So they did a little digging and discovered that there were some weird connections between these children. All of them had recently joined a, after-school boys and girls club, Girl Scout type thing called the Squires, which was a unofficial version of Ares Squires program. With a little bit more digging, they found that the kids that had been disappeared had in fact been offered scholarships to the prestigious Galahad Academy. So they had full ride scholarships and had also recently acquired limited corporate sins. I may have also said national sins at one point. One of the two. They probably rolled a die to figure out which one's which. In terms of mechanics, it's very little. So these individuals had then been offered essentially citizenships to no longer be non-persons, as long as they attended the Galahad Academy. So as far as on the surface it would appear, these children went, though perhaps slightly coerced by bribing them with, like offering children candy to get into your mysterious unwindowed van, in a moderately more sophisticated way. What? Come to my academy and I'll give you a scholarship.
Well, it's also, come to my academy, I'll give you a lifetime of everything.
That's just like using candy to bring a kid into a murder van.
Yeah. But you don't know for sure that anything terrible is happening to them until at some point, Mainframe was contacted by an old acquaintance friend from Ares, Danny Denner, who insisted on them acquiring brunch and then completely ruined the sanctity of the brunch experience by having two very well-armed Ares guards try to forcibly take her away, while simultaneously there was attempted mind control by a Decker. After Cromwell was suspended in air for at least 3 seconds, because this entire incident took at least 3 seconds. Elsie tried to break into a van. Fang had her arm stop working. Mordecai got really angry, and then eventually everyone decided to run away.
Hashtag life choices.
Hashtag
Mainframe kicked some people on the Matrix.
The bad guys ran away.
Yeah. There was also
into a van.
a bag of
I
oatmeal.
didn't though. I got bear hugged and ran away.
Yeah, there was a bag of oatmeal that got thrown in the air.
Actually, we did run away. That was us. We did the running.
The oatmeal was really the VIP, I think.
It really was. That was the moment of pure joy for all of us involved.
Your character story. The oatmeal is the main character.
Yeah. Did the oatmeal have brightly colored hair?
No,
Oh, then they're not a protagonist.
it was soy meal.
I think it was oatmeal mist.
Oh, that's
The new
right.
breakfast cereal from
Shiawase?
Shiawase, I think.
right?
Yeah, it's a soy-based breakfast product. So, anyway, Mfeg then decided to get wounds tended to and contact the Draco Foundation through Miss J and Nassim Daylan, who is a medical professional of some caliber at the Draco Foundation, who had in fact installed Fang's arm previously.
You said cybernetics expert.
Yep.
Cyberware.
That's a medical professional of
Some
some caliber.
Gotcha.
I never said in what field. They are Dr. Nassim Daylan. That doctor, I don't know if it is an MD. They probably also have an MD. But it's definitely not their primary area of expertise. Like, I wouldn't go to them for a heart surgery, but I would say if you wanted a cyber heart, they're the person to talk to.
To be fair, there are lots of MDs you wouldn't go to for heart surgery.
Also a good point. So specialists, specializing.
Shadowrunners don't tend to have a very good PPO though. So
In fairness, a lot of Shadowrunners go to vets.
Yeah,
like
I was about to say, I
veterinarians.
was told I needed to have a vet as a contact because that's how it went.
Yep,
I don't think
veterinarians.
we've ever seen us use that character.
Nope.
It's okay.
Anyway, so in the office, which is it's like one of the medical exam rooms Nassim has brought Fang into and has largely been ignoring the rest of them. In fact, they are very focused on fixing the arm. A lot of telling you off and being like, don't do this. You weren't supposed to do this. Does this hurt?
Yeah.
How about this? If I twist it this way?
Oh.
What about, no, I should
Okay,
that. So a lot of like spontaneous twitching of fingers.
Not that I don't want Fang's arm fixed, but didn't we come here because Mainframe had something what was in the noggin that we was
What?
worried about?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, remember the thing that I mentioned? What with the thing in
Oh,
my head?
Frankly, I think our priorities
Cortex.
are kind of.
Potential possible cortex bomb, not confirmed. Don't know, that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But my predecessor gods seem to think that Mainframe is all right.
Nassim is sort of nods and then like after a lot of twiddling with Fang's arm and being like, does this work? All right, now do this. We'll be like, so I'm gonna be real honest. That is not my area of expertise. It sounds like unless you want me to cut your brain open, I'm a hardware person, less on the software.
Right. I'm mostly looking to determine if there's hardware I have not documented
Oh.
inside my head because something's got to be
Fair,
broadcasting
fair,
the signal
fair.
that tried to make me wander into the hands of the enemy.
That does seem problematic.
Yeah, it was definitely not my favorite brunch.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You couldn't have told us that you weren't a specialist. How long have we been? It's like sitting there waiting.
It's probably like 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's not that long.
I thought it had been like hours.
You know,
Wait, is it a good time to call the vet?
No.
No, it's fine. Nassim and I are going to use, I'm sure he has the
actually,
scanner.
I want to use my ultrasonic ability, which lets me move my viewpoint, and I want to look inside of Mainframe's head to see if I see anything there that doesn't belong.
Well, how
Okay.
does he know what does belong?
Yeah,
How is
that is an
because
excellent
there is
question.
stuff in there.
I would like you to roll me your medicine skill.
Oh, this is
If not, I believe you
great.
default on logic.
How does the ultrasonic work
I've
if
got
they're...
medicine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say,
the
have
waves
you ever
keep-
seen an ultrasound?
While he's doing that, I'll
Literally
just
anybody.
explain to Nassim that yeah, look, I've got 2 points of, let's see, let's just do let's just
Well, I have plenty of hardware. If you're looking for hardware specifically,
no, I'm just I've got 2 points of cerebral boosters in here and some damage compensators, but I feel like and my comlink, but I feel like there's something else.
that is totally understandable. If you're willing to wait a moment, unfortunately,
I'm looking at your brain right now.
Do you have a
what?
medical degree?
I've got some training. What I got from an elf back in the Resistance when I was in Sheer to Nog.
What part of the brain are you currently in?
The squishy part.
Right.
But there's little arm parts in the brain, given that
Yes.
it's mainframe.
Yep,
It was
that would be the case.
naturopath training for me.
So mainframe, you're gonna have to wait a moment. He's like, no, they are not even looking at Fang at this point, and still just messing
That's
with
fine.
things.
You
But unfortunately, I'm sorry. The office is closed, so my physician's assistant isn't here. But I'll get you set up in one of the scanners, and then Miss J is on her way. So I suspect she's better equipped if it is a software-related issue. That is again.
Thank you. I appreciate your assistance.
Just pushes the seam.
Okay, and then they start giving you like weights and things to like lift. Just do this for a while. Let me know if it starts to hurt. Cromwell, you see what is the inside of a brain.
The inside of
I do have medicine trained, and I got 2 hits.
Yeah, so the inside of the brain, with an ultrasound, you can in fact determine almost nothing. It is essentially all soft tissue except for a few bits of hard tissue that you probably, or not tissue, like external things that you probably wouldn't be able to
But
recognize.
there's no large cavities.
Like ultrasounds aren't typically used to measure literally anything that's happening inside the brain.
Near as all can tell, everything's fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Just sleep it off.
Sorry, just from a medical
Thank you
perspective.
for
Unless you have
translating
like
my mind controlling
magical
device. Thank you.
MRI or magical CAT scan. Okay, so a little bit of time will pass, and yeah, wow, probably maybe a minute or two later, Miss J.
But I
will
do
walk in.
remember what Mainframe's brain looks like in case I ever need to determine if it's really Mainframe again. In fact, I look at everyone's brain.
Please take a moment to describe the contents of your brain that Cromwell would see.
I don't know if you can get into my brain actually with your spell because it might cause an astral intersection when you do that.
Anything I can't move through on the astral plane, I can't probably move it into.
I mean, you can try. We'll have to roll some dice to see what happens.
Let's put a pin in the magical description.
I'll do this in the background. I didn't mean to turn this into an adventure.
Yeah, no. In the background, there's magical brain scans. So Nassim will kind of, while they've instructed Fang to do just a lot of random exercises while hooked up to a bunch of machines that are clearly like measuring things, and you see it's still like this area here, all of the soft tissue is still damaged. So Nassim's not going to be able to really repair some of that.
Magic fixed.
Yeah. So the magic would be the part that fixed that, but the hardware stuff Nassim's taken care of.
It's all squishy.
Like the arm at one point just like restarts.
Software's still not
Like
really good on
smacks
this,
yourself in
is
the
it?
head. It's a little glitchy. This is uploading some new software. Again, not Nassim's specialty. So they'll take you kind of down the hall and around the corner and
Wait, by
put you in a
herself?
scanner.
Yeah, this is.
Unless anyone wants to come with
I'm
you.
not inviting it. My brain's already been scanned magically. I think that's invasive enough for today from my compatriots.
Okay, we'll be here.
Oh, it looked thing.
So it'll, the future sixth world version of an MRI, which they probably had to create things that they could use because MRIs are giant magnets, and otherwise everybody would just be like, whoop. This might be a CAT scan.
Yeah, a CAT scan makes sense.
Especially if they just need to see. Sorry guys, I really like brains. So they get the scan done, and then there's sort of. They upload the results. Would you like to take a look at them first?
Yeah, I would.
You'll both take a look. Go ahead and roll me your medicine. And you can add 2 dice because you know what's in your brain, and you've probably seen a scan of your brain before. Assuming you went to any reputable place, they would have been like, this is where we put this, and this is where we put this.
5.
So for the most part, everything looks the way you've seen it before. What was the oldest thing you had implanted?
I think the comlink. Well, yeah, the comlink would have been the latest.
How long have you?
The cerebral enhancers and the damage compensators were,
More recent. Would you have had a comlink when you were a kid?
I mean, only if that's a standard issue thing for Corpse. I don't think.
It would have been like a
I think
choice.
you
They might
probably
have given
carried
you
it
at some
around.
point.
I don't think it
Probably not. It's a little invasive to do for children. I imagine them brains and things growing would be a little difficult.
Yeah, you probably have to wait till it
it
got to its
settles
final
in
size.
Or it's just like
It's possible
you know,
the data jack is about as old as the.
the comlink.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of it looks familiar to you. Nothing that has happened would have been recent. And Nassim's gonna kind of go through it and be like, "What's this? And is this?" And start identifying the pieces that are in there. And with 5 hits, I mean, let's see how many Nassim got. I may or may not notice it. It is, however, something I can roll a lot of dice for.
Oh.
No, it's good. Nassim's
It's a
helping
good
me
thing.
with the
Nassim's
dice.
helping. Nassim's helping.
For
Okay.
some reason I thought it was negative dice.
No.
No, we want Nassim to roll high.
Nassim can roll well. So at one point they're going to look kind of, and they'll ask if you want to go back to the room and look at this with the group, or if you want to. So I don't know where you decided to do this.
I decided to do it in private because if there's a data bomb or if there's a cortex bomb, I want to take a moment to figure out what my next move is. I might just leave.
So it seems like there's nothing in here that would be large enough to be a Cortex bomb unless it's some technology that I haven't encountered before. I mean, I recently had one of mine removed.
I remember when we were
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Thank you again.
You're
for,
very welcome.
not letting me die. That was preferable. No, there's nothing in here that would be large enough to be a Cortex bomb. There is this, though, and they'll kind of point to something that's, it's like nestled in a spot. It's like kind of just under your, just above the, how specific do you want me to get? Like just above the kind of primal brain and the amygdala, and so it would be connected to the prefrontal cortex. Which is the front of your brain, so it's like, you know how your brain does this and like curves around, so it'd be like right in this spot here.
Oh, that's the sweet
so
spot.
kind of below the eyes,
The
but
sweet spot.
connected, and it seems it's really small. Like it's very, very small. It's like the size of a data jack or something like that, or a cred stick, like essentially putting like a tiny little SIM card. Sort of size thing. But it does seem to have a few little connections to it. And you can see how you wouldn't have noticed this on any other scan because of where it's located, it's kind of almost meshed in with a lot of the optical nerve to disguise it. This looks like some sort of like a data chip of some kind. It could contain a program. It might have co-opted or been connected to your comlink that would allow it to send or receive a signal. And it is connected to your prefrontal cortex, which is where decision-making happens. So it could theoretically override that. If what you're accounting for sounds right, or what you're stating sounds accurate, if this device is some sort of behavioral manipulation device, it would have been able to send signals suggesting alternate courses of action.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Yes and no. I don't have direct experience of it, but I've heard of them being used.
Is it dangerous to remove?
The danger is based entirely on its location. In this case, yes. It was likely implanted at an earlier stage of brain development. The routes of operation would be potentially risky, but doable.
And you don't have any boosted connectivity devices that might help me narrow in on the signal and overwrite the program?
If my suspicion is correct, it's connected to your comlink, which means that someone may be able to break into it digitally and access it. You could potentially try yourself, but it might be easier for someone to help you with that.
Well, thank you, Nassim.
If you are interested in operation, I can recommend a brain surgeon to you.
Let me think about that. If I had the comlink replaced, do you think that it would would that sever the connection, or?
Is this the first comlink that you've ever had implanted?
Yes.
Then probably not. This device, based on where it is, I suspect you've had this for most of your life.
Well, that makes sense.
Do you have a surgical record?
It's locked away under corporate keys.
If there was non-consensual surgery, this may have very well been part of it.
There was. Well, I thank you for bringing me the news that my brain is not going to explode.
It won't. You're welcome.
Something.
You're
Just
welcome.
got a magical migraine chip full of bad ideas.
Mike overboard! No, I completely understand this. This is a thing that happens.
I didn't touch it.
No, it's happened to me many times.
It's Claudia's fault.
So mainframe thanks Nassim and they talk shop a
three
little
times
bit.
in one night.
And she walks back into the main room and just sort of, good news! Not going to explode.
Nice!
Yes!
Unless Ares tells me to shoot myself.
Wait, what?
I secretly had a physical barrier spell up that I now bring down.
Around all of
like
us, or
around
just
yourself.
Just myself.
Of course, so I'm pretty.
So wait a minute. So a corp can control Ares can control you.
Well, so the feeling I described last time, so when I was in the brunch place, I had an overwhelming urge to go quietly and follow them. That's not me. That's not my personality.
But it's a device.
Yes, and Nassim thank you very much. Nassim helped run a scan on my brain, and we found a previously undetected piece of hardware.
It's incredibly small. It would have been difficult for...
aware of the fact that they was trying to control your actions when it happened?
Yes.
Might you have a chance to say something over the comm, like a code word, if they're trying to control you again?
It depends on how, based on my previous experience, it would depend on how successful I am at suppressing the urge. If I'm able to suppress it a little bit, yes, because I managed to send a little message to Fang the first time it happened to let her know that I was not going to be coming back out. But
when it's working at full strength, you have no way of letting us know.
I also, and this is just a hypothesis, but I suspect it's some kind of proximity thing, because if they could control me this whole time, why the hell didn't they just tell me to come home if they wanted me to come home? They sent Danny to bring me to brunch to try to get me home, which tells me this thing has very limited range.
Given the size of the device, there's no way it would be able to put out a signal or receive a signal from a significant distance.
So it was a classic brunch trap. Huh.
I'll think two things. We establish a word that mainframe says, and if we go into a situation in which it's especially dangerous, we have a dead man signal which she sends, and if she stops sending it, we'll know that maybe they're controlling her brain, because they won't know about it.
Again, removal is an option. You would need to go to someone who is highly trained and expert in this area, and your recovery time would not be short. So as long as you don't have anything you need to do in the next few weeks, you would be fine to get it done within
we put a jammer
the
on
next
her
few
head?
days.
What?
No.
Just jams the...
No.
Just jams the...
Well, it would be problematic for
Wait a minute, though.
connection to her in general.
Can I act as a jammer?
How? What? I don't understand.
I mean, like, if it has to be at a level, like, sometimes you have an urge, but you can overcome it, and you say, like, if it's too strong, you can't, but, like, is there any way...
You want to sweet talk me out of listening to the chip?
Well, I mean, a lot of mine is biological, mine is not tech. And so I'm not a technological jammer, but I pack a pretty hard dose of augmented pheromones.
Hey, if the shit hits the fan, I think it's a fantastic idea. I can't
I don't
guarantee
really
it'll
want to
work,
test it, but,
Yeah, hey, whatever we gotta, whatever. So, here's the thing. Knowing what we know, and knowing that Ares knows where I am, and is not, that they will probably put two and two together and look for me in medical facilities, because they know how smart I am. They know they've tipped their hand. I don't think it's safe for me to get this removed right now, at least not here. So I've got two choices. I disappear.
No.
Or I channel the great anger that is welling inside me and attempt to stop the group of people who tried to call me back home in the first place. And who knows? Maybe they're attached to this whole disappearance thing. What would you do with a bunch of anonymous children who don't have any support network or anyone to protect them from unsanctioned medical procedures?
I like the plan where we get angry and smash what's causing us problems.
I also like that plan right now.
At that moment, Miss J will have walked in and go, I'm not at all surprised to hear that. Moderately surprised to hear that.
So let me ask you this, Miss J. Did
Certainly.
you know that there was extra hardware in my brain? It didn't show up? I don't know how this technomancer thing works specifically, if it shows a little billboard that says, oh shit.
It didn't register as a device, and even now if I look for it, it doesn't appear to be there. I think it would be accessed through your comlink. So my guess is whoever the Decker was would be someone that knows there's some sort of activation code. They
Wait.
know it exists.
If it's accessible through your comm link, like, could I just jack in and...
No.
Well,
Sorry, that was very adamant. I don't think it would be an effective strategy for you to jack in.
well, what about you then?
I
Remember
can
the
try and look for
Cromwell
it.
subtly moves between Mordecai and mainframe.
We can
I mean,
certainly...
just like her dad chance just
And I have this like old scuzzy cable. That
I do not
pulled
grant
out.
consent. Is there?
I don't see anywhere like on the back of your neck that I
I
think
do
this thing
not
will
grant
fit
consent.
into.
I appreciate the sentiment, and it is duly noted, but I do not grant consent. It is not granted.
All right, that's fair. You have your own agency.
So yes, that's as I was telling friend Cromwell. Yes, I am angry to find that I have an implanted control chip in my brain. I am not pleased about this situation, and it does make me want to smash a few doors. If I'm being honest with you.
One possibility, if you consent to this, is that I could provide you... I suspect that in order to effectively access the device, they need to have some sort of code or possibly even a specialized device, which would be good. It means that not everyone could get a hold of it. But I could create a machine sprite that would provide some stability in the device, which would help you in the case that they are trying to hack it.
I would gladly accept that. Come on in. The weather's fine. You know, just consent to magical sprite bunny thing in the chip. It's great. You know, if Ares can play there, so can you.
So she'll create a little resonance sprite on the matrix that you can kind of see, and then it sort of melds into the icon on your comm link. And it'll provide you, it prevents glitches when you utilize. So if you're trying to defend against that test, you won't have glitches, won't count.
That's extra nice.
It's a stability, it'll use its stability power.
So, Miss J, you're a very wise individual, and so I imagine I know what the answer to this would
Be
be.
a way to describe it.
I would like to, me personally would like to just bust through like the Galahad Academy's front door, somebody's front door, and just shoot people till I find who's got one of those devices or who's behind it. I suspect that's not the right plan.
Probably not. Who do you think would be highest on the list of people at the Galahad Academy?
Highest on the so many lists. Well, there is one individual, Tiffany. Tiffany.
I was more curious. She'll kind of show you a list, and you'll see two individuals whose names you recognize. There is Margaret and Foster Fitzgerald will be on the list. These are the current administrators at the Galahad Academy.
Those two.
Do you want me
Damn
to tell
it.
them?
Pardon?
Do you want me to tell them?
Tell us what?
She'll probably have sent that over to Comlink. Like, are we keeping this on a secret?
In that case, is there something you'd like to
Yes.
tell us?
Sometimes. My parents. It's my parents. My parents. I assume that it shows me their positions.
Yeah. One of them is the current executive director of the Galahad Academy, and the other one is the head of the medical department.
Your name is Mainframe Fitzgerald?
No, it's Acacia Fitzgerald.
What, like the tree?
Yes, the spiky tree. They named me after a spiky fucking tree.
But it's
Their spiky little elf baby that they didn't want around. I'm their spiky little fucking elf baby.
Well, that makes
What's wrong with being named after a tree?
White trees don't hurt people. It's just not a loving name to give a child.
You have
Isn't that everything
I was
that
like,
they do?
like, is it? Neither does
I mean,
Acacia.
white trees hurt. You don't understand. My parents are they're working. It's not a coincidence. I was right. This did feel wrong. They're behind this, and I'm going to stop them.
That being said, I still wouldn't walk in the front door.
No, they would probably recognize me.
What if we put it?
The smart wig.
smart wig.
The smartest
Not a
wig.
time for jokes. Honestly.
I think Fang would make a joke in this situation. So Miss J will also add right now the Foundation can't directly support you. Though all of us would agree that none of this looks unsuspicious and that likely these children are being coerced, and given your history having some sort of undesired medical test performed on them, or a variety of those, but we don't have enough evidence beyond our conjecture, and the Foundation won't go after it without that. That being said, if you can find more concrete evidence of what is happening, the Foundation can support you in negative PR or getting the word out there of what is happening, which likely would cause a big enough backlash for Ares.
Just what is it exactly that we do think is happening? Or Mainframe 3, what is it that you're aware of that...
I was experimented on as a child. I believe that they have technology in particular that helps them use metahumans, elves and dwarves and trolls and orcs, for nefarious purposes as disposable soldiers, because my parents were part of a group within Ares that did not feel that metahumans were American enough, that they belonged within the UCAS, that they belonged at all. So why not use them as disposable fodder? If you can control them, if you can come up with technology that takes advantage of their advantages.
So you went to Galahad Academy? Like, you know where it is?
It's a public academy. This wouldn't be the only program that they're running there.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
suspect
saying,
that this is not a program they want people to know they would
Is
be
it,
running there.
we're talking about like one location, or do they have different campuses?
It's a single campus. They have multiple different academies. Galahad is one of them.
I was
see.
trained internally. I was not trained at a public academy because I was corporate born and they kept me within the system. But my parents weren't running the Galahad Academy when I was a kid. They've clearly moved their research and found a new home, and sounds like some willing participants for their research. Willing or unwilling. They don't know what they're getting themselves into.
You can't agree to something you don't know the full details of.
I would agree with you.
You all right, Fang?
No.
What's wrong?
This. I don't like what happened to you. I don't like that I don't know what's happening with your brain. I don't like that, like, we're in this place, and it's a hospital, and it's not a hospital, and we can't fix it, and
I'm also pretty sure only one of your arms is
Yeah, but the other one is like a 1 second delay.
Oh, let me
I grab her
that.
delayed hand and I just fold it. Just like, it's okay. Oh, it's that's good. The grip strength is coming back. This is good.
How's the skin temperature? I'm still adjusting that to be normal.
It's a little cold. It's a little cold.
Huh? How's that?
Oh!
Okay. Oh,
Too hot.
It's very responsive.
You'll be all right, Fang, and you've got a very nice medulla oblongata, I have to say. One of the nicest
Great.
I've ever seen.
Great.
I,
But it's not, it's...
her
We are
corpus
doing-
callosum
So-
is
We are here if I am here. I am listening to you, and what do you want right now? That is what I am trying to. I'm trying not to tell, because I'm feeling lots of things about people who are at the Galahad Academy that need to be taken care of. But what do you think?
I think that we are probably of the same mind on that front. I had naively hoped that perhaps their opinions had fallen by the wayside, that they had been pushed out, that these research programs have been deemed inappropriate or too risky. But if they're in a public academy now, and the things are happening at a rate where we can notice something in Seattle, then my hope was unfounded. And I want nothing more than to just stop them. I don't really care what else happens. What happens to me, Ares knows I'm around. They can control Ares. They won't rest until I'm dead or back into their control, so I shouldn't rest either.
What about what happens to your parents?
If I'm completely honest with you, I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay.
But
I feel like there's a couple options, right? If we just want to take them down, it's like we could, if they've got labs and things like that, we could do a physical destroy of, facilities and data. We could also do an exposure campaign if we felt like that was a better option, that this is somehow like that there's somebody to expose them to.
My suspicion would be, given that previously the program your parents worked for was shut down by Ares internally, I couldn't locate the exact reasons. I suspect that this is not a widely known about program within Ares. So someone would probably be upset that they're doing this.
I like the sound of the information campaign, the exposure campaign. That seems the smartest, given we're probably outnumbered and they probably have zombie children.
I mean, to be honest, we're not super great at the reconnaissance thing, so we could, odds are we're probably going to burn the place to the ground anyway.
Well, let's not put the cart
that even
before the
exposing
horse,
them didn't stop them from the mischief will not hide the fact that she starts laughing at that. Given that stopping them through more corporate means previously didn't prevent them from never starting the research up again, perhaps sending a more direct message along with any publicity campaign, which I would be able to assist with, may not be a bad idea, although I would caution you again with the zombie children. Perhaps rescuing them would also be nice.
They are
not zombies because they want to.
No, they are not. It sounds like we have, there's a plan that I would agree with involves saving children, but getting information that documents without a doubt that my parents are terrible people and should never be given any resources ever again, and maybe burning the academy to the ground.
Also, we might consider if we have an opportunity for blackmail, that might be nice to throw in there too.
I would rather just deliver it to Toph, if that's okay with everyone.
Well, the Draco Foundation said they'd be willing to help with the exposure, so I'll go with. I will gladly take that offer.
If we have concrete evidence, that is certainly something the Foundation would support.
Where's the academy located?
Bay City, Michigan.
Oh.
I hear Detroit's lovely this time of year.
Oh.
You seem upset.
No, it's just that's further east than I like to go usually, but it's okay.
Boston is still in lockdown.
Look,
More or
Elsie,
less.
It's not Boston.
It's not my favorite region either, but whatever.
It's your decision. This isn't any requirement on our end.
And it certainly isn't a requirement on my end either. I formally extend an invitation to visit scenic Detroit and wreak some destruction, but if you do not wish to accept that invitation, that is certainly your right, and I will not hold it against you.
Well, it seems pretty important that we do what we can to stop this program. Still a little hazy on the details of how we are going to go about doing that, but maybe we should
To be clear, you haven't actually established any details on how, just the what.
Well, my feeling is if we got some good solid evidence, maybe we could film a 30-second commercial that's sort of pro meta human. We could all star in it. We could.
I'm not a. Can I shut him down?
Yes.
No. Again, you're trying to lay low and never.
For me, this is personal for Mainframe. If it was me, I'd want to show up and do it with my own hands, and it sounds like that's what she's for. And if that's what she's for, and I get to destroy things in the process, I'm all for it.
Thank you, Cromwell. All right, it's a group of two.
Come on. What? We're not gonna come? Meta-human children in danger at a shady academy? We're totally gonna come.
In the defense of the Galahad Academy, it is one of the older and more prestigious of their academies. This is a department among...
That's what they say about all terribly racist things.
That is true.
We don't have to destroy the whole academy.
But I would say they have offered advantages to at least people within areas as well as some others. I just caution against destroying the entire academy might bring more attention to you than you would like.
Well,
Got it. Keep the destruction to the lab. Keep away from the architecture.
It is a beautiful campus.
Oh.
one of the,
Great, another place of higher learning I won't go.
The last time we tried to rescue
never
someone,
know.
Oh.
You, I heard, were promising in your performance. They were more likely to have you there as someone to be trained in the fine art of deception and stealing. I shut off the RFIDs that you planted, so they didn't track them back to you. But they were impressed. I read at least one
See who
memo.
needs like training stealing stuff.
Certainly not you.
I steal all the time, and
And it seems like, put that back. You have like a bag full of popsicle tongue depressors.
I wasn't gonna keep it. I was just like,
So we're going to Michigan.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, we could take Van Helshark.
No.
Be a couple days, I think.
No. We have money. Can we buy a plane?
Buy a plane.
I was like,
I heard Cromwell has
I hate
I
flying.
can carry one extra, but it's not going to be very maneuverable.
We're not in a super rush. Is it? The highways still go. Like we could take Dinah. We could.
Yeah, you would be, so driving would also mean that you have to go cross country. So, because remember that
the
Seattle
national
is, you would go through multiple borders because I believe there is,
There's Salish.
there's
and
the Salish, and then I think there's one more. I think there's 2 countries in between UCAS and
I have to say,
Seattle.
like, I feel like at some point we should just invest in a plane.
So Bay
Who
City,
can fly a
Bay City,
plane?
Bay
I
City
can.
is,
Okay.
Bay City is in UCAS.
Yeah, Bay City is part of UCAS.
Dude.
I can pull up a map real fast, actually.
It really worries me. Last time we went to a lab and we tried to save people, they needed to be in the lab. I don't think that's what's happening this time.
Also, though, I was unconscious.
Yeah, that's but like,
I can help with that now.
We
we
just
got-
want to make sure that we're helping and not hurting.
And we got all those people out, and now Eva's taking care of them. Well, most of them.
I am so.
We're getting a map, guys.
No,
Yeah, she's trying to pull up an actual.
I just
Under a map. So we just have to cross through.
the Salish,
Soon.
Sailors,
So you guys are over
Sioux
here.
Nation.
and then we go to UCAS.
Sioux Nation, and then it's UCAS. Yeah, so it's just the Sioux Nation and the Salish.
Are you friends with the Salish now?
I used to do business with them. I mean, that was several
you guys
years
know
ago.
at least one person who's definitely Salish.
I know tons of.
Not that she could get you there. It's just going over.
She has a
land.
boat. She probably has plane friends, right?
Maybe.
Cromwell is a hero among the bear doctors who are Salish.
Yeah. So I feel like getting through the Salish is going to be fine. I don't think any of you know the CU, and
So why don't I like go make arrangements for us to take a plane and
you don't want a road trip?
I am really worried the longer we have this thing in Mainframe's brain. No offense. Yeah, I know you're a hero. I know you can make this for yourself. But like, I am uncomfortable with the fact that we cannot deal. I mean, you cannot make decisions about what you want to do until we're done with this thing that we're doing first. And the longer we take to do this thing means that there's gonna be helicopters of Ares that come to pick you up while we're driving, and we will lose.
they're gonna be looking for you, right?
Nassim, continuing to prod your arms, like, I'm pretty much done. But, I mean, Mainframe's had it in her brain since, you were 7, 8, probably? Pretty young.
I think you're expert
Before you could remember it. I mean, it's clearly grown in with the rest of your neural processes. Also, unlikely that they'd be able to track you from it, or they would have done it earlier, like you pointed out.
You aren't in control of your body, but you're still in control of your thoughts, right?
And I'm in control of my body too. To be clear,
Yeah.
I went with them willingly because I figured it was the best way for the least people to get shot. I didn't see the oatmeal coming. It's fine. I was just figured it was a
sees the
good way to
oatmeal
figure out
coming.
what was going on with the children. But I was in control. It's like something sitting on your shoulder, whispering in your ear. You should go with us, really.
Yeah. No, I have a spell that does that.
The spell that does that?
See, we're not worried about that.
I'm not worried about that.
You're worried about that?
I mean,
It's a little
I've
different
used
than
it a lot around you guys.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
But
I just never thought about it in the fact that like people are doing that to Mainframe. Why are we okay with you?
Well, in fact, the
Excellent.
first time that I ever encountered you, Cromwell was under a similar spell.
what I was going to
You
suggest
saw what
is,
happened to that mage. Splat right in the ground.
while I don't think there's any magic that I that's available to me that could actually stop the effects of it. There is a spell that I could potentially learn that would make it at least possible for you to communicate with us while you are under the influence of this chip. It would take me a few days, but if we got time to do it, I could learn that spell.
Well, if we do the road trip, we'll have time, but if we take a plane, I'd want us to get out tonight, probably, right?
Right, between Mainframe's brain and the children, I want to get there as soon as possible.
All right, well, that option is probably out then.
Mainframe fought him off last time. Trust her to do it again.
I'll be fairly motivated by anger. Should help. It always helps, right? It helps.
I'll say we split up, take different lanes so they can't track a group of us arriving, because a couple of us might be slightly noticeable, especially traveling in a group, and I suppose they don't know about me, but they probably do know about me, stealthy as I am.
Do you think they know about us? Well, they definitely know about me now.
So the one trick is, I assume they've connected the dots in between Acacia and Mainframe, but they came after Acacia.
Yes.
They didn't necessarily track down her.
Did Danny know of you as Mainframe, or did she only know of her as Acacia?
She knows her as Acacia.
Okay.
Mainframe would have covered that
Yeah.
case. So
They probably put it together because of the drone.
maybe. They might have suspicions. They might have.
They would
I was
at least
very
have-
careful to keep it in copper
Yeah.
anytime I wasn't using it.
They probably have images of most of them. They may not know who any of you are, but they probably have at least some sort of image of you, because I think of the times the drone was out.
The Strix was a drone that recorded some footage. So they probably, even if they don't know of us as MFEC, they probably have a profile on our physical types.
All right. I'm going to call my buddy Sarah. I think she can get us a plane.
Okay.
Have I been
Ask
Sarah
her how the
before? Okay.
I can do it behind the scenes.
Good. I was like,
If you
okay.
feel like it, ask her how the kids are.
No, this isn't.
Oh, it's different. That's not Rachel. That's
not
Rachel.
Oh, Sarah.
I'll travel under my Charlie Emerson, what is an employee of Ace.
The famous Charlie Hammer from the Defense of the Vote.
Do you want a fake or real name? I have a fake one. How good does a fake set have to be good?
Depends on how you're traveling by. If you're traveling by private jet, or a higher, a rented jet, or if you're traveling by public transit, or
I would like to actually rent a plane.
that seems like the best way to get all of your weapons on, because
Yeah.
you would not be able to have any weapons.
And
otherwise.
one of us will fly it, right? So
Sure.
that way we can have less.
Yeah.
I do.
So we're gonna spring for a plane, but not
I'm
the
really
pilot.
good at
Exactly.
piloting, but someone might have to tell me which runway this.
Look, I can co-pilot, and you've got piloting
Between the two
skills.
of us, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
I want Chroma look like.
We'll be there in 100 combat turns.
If we take a helicopter, I have blades and helicopter.
No.
Helicopters can't handle that long of a
That's
trip.
no.
Nope. That is not. Nope.
Yeah.
It's not pilot blade.
How much edge
Cromwell
do you
is
think that
genuinely a
has?
good pilot, and
All
he
of
can
it. You
perceive
have
the
to
astral
burn all
plane.
of it.
We
And he has sonar.
yeah, but what happens if magic doesn't
Isn't
work?
magic
Very
is
limited
also
range.
less effective when you're in a plane?
If you go up, as long as you're
Depends
in the
how high
lower
you go.
atmosphere, if you're gonna fly like a Concorde in the
Yeah.
high atmosphere, then it starts basically being. I think it's the noise rules.
Yeah. It's background
Background
count.
count.
It's
Yeah.
just negative background count.
So I try to set us rent us a plane. that
Go ahead and just
Mainframe-
give me a quick negotiation.
All
We'll see how
right.
good of a rate you get on it.
Ooh. Ugh. I'm a little under the weather. I only rolled a 3.
Only 3. Ooh.
Wow.
In that case, the rate that you will probably be able to negotiate for, because you're coming in and they just see a snotty nosed brat,
Yep.
is let's go with 5,000 a person.
Mainframe wants to go in and
Can't charge me per a person. I'm asking
Okay.
for a plane.
Oh, I didn't understand. 30,000 then for the plane to rent it for 2 weeks. It's our minimum rental period.
Yeah. And you guys charge additionally for fuel.
No, that'll include
Well, she already jacked the price up
it'll
from
include 1
5,000
full
per
tank, but you have to return it with a full tank.
Wait, that sounds like you're charging for fuel.
No, we don't charge it. If you return it
If we
empty,
fly it anywhere, you'll charge us.
No, if you return it empty, it's like a rental car. If you return it empty, then you have to pay their rate on fuel, and it's never as good as the rate that you get at a gas station if you win on your own. So technically, they're not charging for fuel. You just have to return it
20,000.
full. Roll me another negotiation.
All right. Did you
time
tell
I'm
Mainframe
using
where you
two
were
thumper
going?
dice.
Did she come in and help?
No.
I want to like seduce.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy crap.
That's a symbol for
Fueled by the rage of a good deal. Wow. 9, which I think is
It's probably your limit. Ugh. Fine, you still have to return it full, but 20,000 for a week and a half.
11 days.
21,000.
Okay, fine. 20,000, week and a half.
Yeah.
We fill the tank before we bring it back.
That's just.
Do you inform us of this?
No.
Are you just going to
Do
pay
you
for it
just
out
tell
of
them it's
pocket?
25,000?
Yeah. No, I'm like, you know what? We'll figure out the math. We'll use this split thing I have. We'll figure it out when we get back.
Use calculator for that.
What are you?
Splitwise.
What are you talking about, Elsie?
You seem upset, Elsie. Is this something we can do?
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna.
I feel pretty good. It's not every day someone lets you rent a plane without a down payment or a deposit.
Oh, no, you have to pay half of it up front.
Mainframe makes sure that
What's the plane worth?
Most of them are 200,000 to 300,000 new yen. I think the Nightwing's one of the only ones that was like.
Yeah, 300,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, please try and steal the plane. That won't backfire at all.
It's probably not bugged or at all.
So many things about it. Yep,
Where do we hide it?
You probably could.
Can we hide it underneath
No.
in your house? Near the mud
There's
lodge?
no way it won't backfire.
It's a plane.
Hiding
It's
if
not.
we want to travel with it. No, but if we were gonna steal
We have
it,
to land it
it's
in
not
the
like a
forest
razor
and then cover it with
scooter.
shrubs.
yeah.
We're gonna land it in an airport.
No, is it one of those planes that can turn into a helicopter?
No, because again, you still can't use your blade skill to pilot the helicopter.
And now is this for a completely kick-ass reason, where the blades will transform and go up, and then they'll spread, and then it will go.
And then you pull one of them up and use it as a katana.
No, it is
To cut
not
back
really-
oatmeal
That's
open.
true. She doesn't need a thing.
They do,
All right.
They do have that.
Why does
If
one
you
of my
want.
arms move differently than the other?
Let me fix that.
When this ended, and then there we go.
All right, so let's depart at 1800 hours.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
So you will exit the Draco. You've exited. Elsie has hired a plane that she intends to pilot.
Dog care.
Yep. Some dog care.
Why don't we just bring it with
Right,
us?
the bear doctors. Cromwell does not yet understand they're not actual like doctors for bears completely. So he just feels, and they like him enough
They will take care of
that
his
they'll
bear.
do it. while they're
His
on the
dog. Sorry, his dog.
Mordecai, we didn't get a chance to we went straight from my place to the seams, and I still need to drop Scooby off. Do you think I could keep him at your place? I think he'd get along well with cornbread. He's pretty.
Yeah, that'd be fine. He doesn't like pea oil or anything like that, does he?
No, I never bothered to program anything like that. Then I'd have to fill him with oil, and it'd just be awkward.
Okay, well, no, then that would be fine. I need to
That's a feature you could.
I need to stop by the lodge anyway to make arrangements for cornbread, so yeah. I guess you don't want to just leave Scooby in my care, huh?
I mean, I could, or I could come with you. And I mean, are you uncomfortable with? I don't.
No, it's my own roadblock. I just like having the secrecy of my lodge, but honestly, things may be getting kind of hectic with that anyway. So
If it makes you feel any better, I've never been good with directions. Probably wouldn't remember.
it's off the beaten path. It's okay. You can you can come and you can bring Scooby.
That would be great. I might need to do a tweak or two to his spatial awareness algorithms to make sure that he's totally respectful of the outdoors. Yeah. Anyway, yes, I would love to. Yes.
All right.
How's the arm, Fang? Try and hit me.
Not now.
What?
I don't think you guys are in the same place.
I don't know where anybody is.
Okay.
Can I get a picture?
We're having an awkward conversation outside his band because I knew he'd probably
Okay.
be going right back. So I'm like,
Cool.
hey.
Cool. I guess I will.
You guys have all left the
Okay.
Dragon Foundation. Like, Nassim will give you the go, and Miss J will offer if there's anything else. When you get information, contact her. She'll help if she can, just for herself, but not through the Foundation. So, you have left the building.
Okay.
Elsie went and hired a plane.
Great. I'm registering wherever
Yep.
it is. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Can you be shorter? I need to practice for punching Mordecai later.
All
So
right.
I need you to go back to your knees like usual and
Oh my God!
I totally missed it, but why do I have the feeling that Claudia just said something bad?
Cromwell goes down. He's like, "All right, Your Highness."
Fang's line, she's like, I need to practice punching for Mordecai. Can you go down on your knees like usual?
Yeah, that
Too late. You said it.
cannon.
We'll just hang away from the scene there.
And smash cut.
Just cockpit.
Baby's like, for some reason I feel like I need to put a sock on something.
good hang out.
Are we at the plane? What?
While Mainframe 3 and I are driving to the lodge and then Hellshark, I'll say, full disclosure, my lodge is safe. I'm like quite confident that it's mostly probably safe. But it's important that you know there was a thing I did, and it was a mistake. I probably should not have done it, but there may be some additional notice of me because of it. I don't think they can trace me to my lodge. I think it's fine, but I wanted you to be aware.
Are you all right?
I'm fine right now. Okay, well, I should probably explain. So I went on vacation, as you are aware. I went down and spent time with the Shasta shamans. And,
Shirt and glasses.
yeah, well, the Hawaiian shirt I thought would be nice, but it's neither here nor there. And I wound up joining them. They're like I consider to be a good organization of mages, and they do good work, and I like the stuff that they were doing. Part of their initiation ritual was to teach me to use ritual magic so I could work with them on rituals. And so, you remember Marbles?
He's a rocky guy.
That nice little rock spirit that has been doing favors for me lately. So I might have transformed him into a great form spirit. And yeah, he
Tree.
Looks,
Just as a reminder.
Yeah,
the tree.
She's putting those two and two together. Like, is that a permanent thing?
it's permanent. He looks like he's pretty much the same for the most part, but he's got like a lot of power that he can call on in dire occasions. Sometimes dire occasions are, everyone's gonna die if we don't do something. Sometimes dire occasions are some jerks have built a spa near your place. So I don't know if I ever mentioned that there was the spa that
You seem to
got
get
built.
really upset by the scent of lavender, and I was
Yeah.
wondering what that was about.
Yeah, no, it's the spa. So I was very diligent. I waited until I knew there would be no one there on Christmas Day. And then marbles might have appeared and caused an earthquake.
There was an
And he completely leveled it. There's like rips in the earth where there was once a spa now. And I scrubbed the place of my astral signature as best I could. But yeah, I destroyed a spa, and I think it might have not been the smartest thing for me to do, but it really felt good in the moment.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, I'm not seeking praise.
Okay, I can see some positive sides. It's yay for marbles. That's really great. What marbles can do.
I've just done really well so far. I mean, I'm in my 50s. I've been, Shadowrunning for quite a while, mostly small jobs. I've been doing good at staying under the radar, but like these past months with you people has just been pretty insane. And I mean, I've grown as a shaman, and I know more and I do more now in like the past year than probably that I've developed over the past 30 years. But I also am starting to perhaps bite off a little more than I can chew, and I'm just aware that I might be becoming a little more public than I ought to be, or any Shadowrunner ought to be, which is why I haven't been too thrilled with all of the, dethroning mayors and whatnot that we've been doing. But yeah, so I just wanted you to know.
I appreciate that confidence. Look, I'm sorry that this has been hard on you, and I'm probably a symbol of what you hate about MFAC, if that's the case. It's now that it turns out Ares is after. I'm sorry. That's.
I'm still processing that. I'm not. Yeah, that's not great.
No, it is not great. Spas near lodges are not great.
Nope.
Being born into shadowy corporations and experimented on, not great. There's a lot of not great things in the sixth world.
But there are other runners out there who come from corpse and whatnot, and they're able to get rid of their sins. That's feels like something you could have done if you wanted to.
Getting rid of a corporate-born sin is a very difficult thing. And, if now that we know what we know and we know that there's hardware involved, it very well might have caused me to be pulled right back in.
I'm surprised it's not something you'd already done at this point.
Have you ever tried to get rid of corporate sin? It's pretty fucking difficult. I went through a period where I tried, and I kept drawing attention to myself. And they were just gonna pull me right back in. And I was going to be a representation of everything I hate. It just felt wrong, so it felt like it was better to just get away.
Look, I'm not saying this is you when I say this, but there are a lot of runners out there who don't have sins. There are a lot of runners out there who used to have sins but have gotten rid of them, and then there are runners out there who still have their sins. And I believe you, I want to believe you when you say you tried and couldn't get rid of it, but I just know that it's known that there are runners out there who, they hold on to their sins because maybe there's just this tiny part of themselves that want that safety net of having that sin and that life that they can go back to. And there are stories, I don't know how true any of them are, but there are runners who have sold out their teams to be able to go back to that life. And I don't think that's something you would do to us, but you can understand why there's this. I mean, it's not just me. Any other Shadowrunner is going to be uncomfortable with that.
I don't blame you. I mean, if I still don't trust people in the group after this long, of course, what reason do you have to trust that I'm not one of those people?
Well, I want to trust. It's difficult, though.
Yeah.
It's all been happening so fast.
Well, maybe I can prove myself to you by eradicating any remaining part of my past. I am not going back to Ares under any circumstances, and I will gladly put a bullet in my own head before allowing that to happen. If it comes to that on this run, I will do that.
Well,
I would rather destroy what they built inside my brain than let them use it for their own purposes.
for what it's worth, I believe you. And I hope it doesn't come to that. And here's the lodge.
Oh, it's the... Oh, Cornbread! I haven't seen him in forever!
Yeah, he's adorable.
It's gotten bigger. Is he now like a jungle cat?
No.
Is he
No.
panther-sized?
No, he still just has the
Fights?
one. What? No, well, I don't think so. His arm still, one paw is still a bit swollen, but.
None of us know.
I don't know.
And Scooby, she set Scooby down, and Scooby's AI takes to Cornbread right away, which she's never seen before.
I think Cornbread does not like Scooby.
No, not at all. Not guaranteed.
But I also think Mordecai can't necessarily tell that Cornbread doesn't like Scooby.
Not at all.
So.
Like, Cornbread's like...
Well, it looks like they're getting along just fine.
Scooby's like trying to play, and Scooby, in case you're just joining us, Scooby is my Doberman drone. It doesn't look like a Doberman, but it kind of vaguely dog-like in a way, like Canine from Dr. Who.
It's vaguely dog-like.
Vaguely dog-like, and it has a dog AI, which may or may not be the disembodied spirit of an actual dog. That was
Totally
what happened.
canon.
Yeah, that's totally
Totally
canon.
canon.
That's the thing that happened in the Shadow Pets episode. So
And Cornbread is an adorable orange kitty who Mordecai liberated from a cafe in Japan.
who has feline AIDS still, or did you manage to cure that?
Nope.
And that the red god Lauren inflicted with FIV.
This isn't my fault. It was a cat.
It's
Should be an indoor
entirely
cat.
your fault.
Indoor cat. But no.
Yeah. Wait,
It's
was the entire cafe then feline AIDS?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
So yeah, we distract after that real talk. We distract ourselves by watching our adopted pets stumble over the rough terrain at the Snoqualmie lodge.
So, Fang, after whatever happened with Cromwell,
Fighting.
yeah, that's probably what they call
Fighting.
it. Eventually, the dawn comes. Oh, 600? Was that
1800.
the 1800? So 1800. So the sunset, I should say, comes, and Mfek reconvenes at the Seattle SeaTech airport.
Yep.
You actually probably go out of like some Boeing field, like Redmond. You know, one of the small runways.
Yeah, there's several around. Probably
so
some are just abandoned.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, you go to what is
still
the?
have a contract in Seattle?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
probably.
They're probably like a.
They're probably
Double.
part of like Mitsuhama or Seder-Krupp now or something. So you make your way to the airport, or an airport. It's not a real. It's like for shipping packages.
Right.
Elsie has fired up the plane.
Yep.
Clearly
She's
ready to
for
go.
takeoff.
What? Cromwell doesn't get to pilot it?
No.
I mean, you guys decide amongst yourselves who's flying.
I would like to co-pilot and help. I do have some training.
Can I try to distract Cromwell by saying that he should sit next to me in the back?
Yeah. Do you need him on his knees again?
No, I don't. Shut up.
Cromwell's like, well, all right, you can fly it.
You can hang out with things so you guys have some together time.
All
I
right.
mean,
Mordecai is the awkward third wheel.
Did
No,
you know
Mordecai's
that I said
gonna-
that? No, I took it.
Mordecai rests in the overhead compartment.
No.
I'm not sure. It's probably not it's like a commercial plane, so there's probably like a cargo netting or something.
Oh, it's like a hammock.
You don't
Yeah.
really like flying, do you?
I do not like flying unless it's with Sharky.
Well, then you can borrow. I have the sleepy mask.
I do not.
Does it
like
also say Fang on it?
It does say Fang on it in badly written marker. But this time,
I feel like a child that labels all of their stuff
Yeah.
with Sharpies.
that way no one, I had a lot of
Saying.
siblings. Like, Fang had a lot of siblings, and it's how you claim your things. You try on them with, you can use it.
Thank you, Fang.
Put it
That's
on.
very kind. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to put it on.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
God.
I'll have you guys give me a piloting roll or two. Give me 3 piloting rolls just to kind of see how
Take off?
bumpy your journey is and your.
I'm just gonna add some chat dice.
I mostly just want you guys to prove that you're not going to fail at flying an airplane because I've never had you fly an airplane before.
Oh, that was sync.
How many chat dice did you add?
2. And I needed them.
Oh, you're going to extend a test, right?
Oh, right.
Wait, is it 3 separate checks or is it extend a test?
It's an extended test, so
Do I?
for 3. So you take 1 die out each time you roll.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay. So, okay. I'm doing this wrong.
Oh, good.
Fang, can I ask your advice about something?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
You know that Elsie and I generally trust each
Wait.
other.
Is the door closed to the cockpit?
I don't know. Is the door close to the cockpit?
All right. You know that Elsie and I
Yes,
generally
sure. It's
trust
closed.
each other, right?
Yeah.
But we don't tell each other everything.
No one does. I mean, I tell everyone.
When I was looking inside her noggin, there was some extra stuff there that she never told me about.
Okay.
You know, like cyberware and all that.
Well, that's cool.
I think.
Like Cyberworks?
Wrong
Yeah.
answer.
But it's not. Wait. I don't know where my camera is. Just I'm just like
Mark's gotcha.
just going like this.
This is why you're on this side, not on that side. They're fine.
So, do you think she doesn't know, or do you think she's not
she
telling?
doesn't know or she's not telling. And I didn't exactly ask her permission before looking in her brain, so maybe I should just leave it.
It depends. Do you think it's gonna be dangerous?
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell what it is. It turns out when you put your magical ultrasonic eye in someone's brain, it's hard to look around. It's mostly squishy. And
Yeah. I can. What? Did you look inside my brain?
I did. I told you you've got a very
That's right.
nice.
The
Well,
weirdest
look
compliment I've gotten from you yet. That my mandible paralafal is gorgeous.
I don't think you have a mandible parabra. That sounds like the name of some kind of weird spider.
That's fair.
nightmare.
That's right. I think Elsie has made it clear that she does not like secrets. And I feel like maybe you should definitely talk to her about it. Because at this point, we all don't have secrets anymore. Right? So if we don't have secrets, why would we be, like, the only reason why people wouldn't,
Well,
tell me them.
There's secrets and there's just things you don't tell people. But,
Those seem like the same things.
but you know a secret, you don't know that there is a secret. A thing you don't tell someone is something you're just uncomfortable talking about.
Look, if you guys are having sex, could you do it either more quietly or
More obvious.
like more entertainingly than this?
Contents of the baggage logger may shift during flight and should keep their own ears to themselves in case they get shifted outside of the plane.
Hey, I'm trying here.
To shift?
No, to sleep.
Maybe if you were in a chair.
Chairs aren't comfortable. Everyone knows that.
Mainframe bursts out of the cockpit, and I got I don't know what we do with the 4 I rolled if they just get added or she has to roll.
A 9. on the
9.
extended.
Okay. It's a little bit bumpy at times.
Yeah.
You get a couple of messages being like, "Airplane, you are in our flight path." Like, so you make some quick maneuvers. Wait, no.
Teacher Lauren.
Yeah.
What's the name of our aircraft that they call us by? Can we be like the B-52s?
No, not at
They
all.
have call numbers.
What's our call? B-52?
It's like
Bingo.
Model.
We're Rogue Zero.
Alpha 39
Can we be Alpha Centauri?
5395.
Could you not come up with a cooler name for us? Can like our word at least spell like...
Alpha Golf 395.
Okay, that's actually cool. I can work with that. Alpha Golf 31.
Tower, this is Alpha Golf 395 or whatever the hell
Yeah.
we're calling ourselves. Could you get those planes out of our way next time? They were really up on our ass.
I'm sorry, we do not have a record of your takeoff. You are not on our flight path, listed flight plan. We are commercial flight SK335.
Is that a gun?
SK would be Seder Crow.
That makes sense. Okay.
Just stop waving your corporate butt around. Thanks.
What?
Let's just fly casual.
Super cash. Super
Fine.
cash. So for the most part, it's you don't crash.
Hey.
You
And
only
back.
have to take a few slightly longer routes, and you manage to bumpily land the plane. There's like some.
Yeah, there was.
A lot of and Mordecai, give me a strength plus agility to remain in your contents may shift. I assume everyone else is like strapped in.
Yeah, we have
some
chairs.
sort of
Seatbelts are there
seat.
for a reason.
There's like a handful of seats. It's
3 hits.
3 hits. Your contents have shifted during the flight.
Well, they were gonna shift sooner or later, so.
Smack around a little bit.
My knees sure are sore.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a joke for the thing before.
Yeah.
I was thinking about there was this
I
one
assume
time
you were just tall and
I
your
took a
knees
bus
are
ride
hitting
in
front of you.
in one of those things.
Yeah. So
In
you've
college.
landed in.
You've never actually.
We'll talk later about that. That's
Wait, what?
Oh,
It's a
in
relevant
college,
story.
I was actually in a luggage bin for like 3 hours on a bus trip.
Oh, on a bus. I was like, how did they let you do that on
No,
an
they
airplane?
didn't let me do it. But on a bus.
but you tried.
Buses are really small though.
No, it was one of those. It was it was a bus that was delivering a bunch of college kids across bounds.
Huh.
And
that's how she got out of Mexico.
It was
This is
forensic
why-
cancellation.
it wasn't-
phase.
I feel like one of the bands was banned from airplanes. Anyway,
No, yeah, there is a story about a band. A band decided it would be funny over the state of Oregon to all move to one side of the plane, so the plane literally tipped. So that band is not allowed to fly over the state of Oregon now.
Yeah, because we don't.
That's a very
Handle that
specific
shit
list
very
to
well.
maintain.
yeah. So,
Side tangent. Na 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 na.
back on track. You landed the plane. You're at like a podunk airfield outside of Detroit, Michigan.
Great. I secure the plane.
With
And I.
the long chain.
I brought
The wings are like.
I brought the club from my Van Helshark, and we just put that on.
No, I fuel it up now.
Oh.
Because I'm learning about our exits from foreign countries as a team.
Oh, you want to be ready for the quick getaway.
Yeah.
Do you like just pull up to a
Technically
shell
not in a
station?
foreign
Technically,
Yeah, they have fuel on
we're in
the-
the same country
yeah.
we departed from.
Yeah.
I assume, they're a small airstrip, but I assume they have fuel and
Yes.
other.
Yes,
other-
they can refuel your plane.
Yeah.
Your tiny little puddle jumper.
But they
Yeah, we take
they don't have warm food carts.
No, God no.
Can we take like a photo of something tall and then we can like frame it in real life? Like I would like that. Last time we only did the picture after there was a space dragon. I like to do the picture before we get beat up by a space dragon.
Does Fang say this out loud?
This is all the thing that Fang says as we get off. I assume there's like that long like.
We took that photo.
Staircase.
No, like you're in like one of those like little, like a pretty relatively small, like small cargo plane. So there's probably not a long staircase. It's not quite a puddle jumper, but it's, or a prop plane, but it's pretty.
My dreams.
I know.
Yeah.
So you're like hoping for these long stairs. And there's definitely not one of those tubes. It's
Yeah.
like a step flight of
If
stairs.
you want to take a picture, we can stop at the old abandoned Ford test track. There's some ramps there. It's
Yeah,
So you take a
'cause,
slight detour.
We didn't talk about ground transportation.
Nope.
Over here.
Oh, there it is. Give us a card.
I had my Harley there the entire time.
you get to the airport, you like fuel up, like you wait in. It's not really a lobby. It's like a single building.
Right.
There's like one person that like checks that's gonna run all of your IDs. Did anyone use less than a rating 3 sin?
No.
Zach Slater did not.
Did you tell me he's the good one or the bad one? Let's see. The good one.
Good. So it's pretty low rent. Like they're gonna be like, great, your people, you're in our system. Boop, boop. Like smoking a cigarette, like, and then a second one in their hand that's not lit.
Oh. Well.
So you're a real good multitasker.
You guys rent cars here? You rent bikes here? Do you have like 3 wheels I can put together?
I have
How about a large animal beast of burden?
airplane here. You wanna? Yeah, sorry. Let me try and do my my Detroit accent. I don't know why I'm looking over
a Detroit
here.
accent.
I don't know. Well, we got. You could call someone. They could come pick you up. We are more of a commercial airport.
Yeah.
That is sort of a loose term. We are a place where people keep planes
Okay,
and remove planes.
I like that about you.
Emphasis on the word plane.
Gotcha.
Would you like to do some commerce with us? Maybe give us a ride to town?
Commerce.
I am required to stay here for my job. Also, I don't care to leave.
Do you have a buddy with a car?
Can we just
Would
Right,
you
this
like to call someone?
He said there is no
you-
renting cars.
No.
You
we
can
can-
call a taxi. They could get here to pick you up.
I don't know how this works. I'm in a foreign country.
You
are yellow.
are from
No, actually,
UCAS.
I
Your
know that.
ID says you are from UCAS.
No, it doesn't. It says I'm from Seattle, bitch.
Seattle
Seattle
is UCAS.
is UCAS.
No, it's its own sovereign state.
This is
It's part of
you went over
UCAS.
this for the GRE. Seattle is an independent island in the middle of the Native American nations. What was unioned with UCAS due to some very complicated politics and a volcano.
Sorry, she hasn't passed her UED. Oh wait, GED. Can you
That's rough.
can you please call us a yellow taxi? It needs to be
That's
yellow.
oddly specific,
It needs to
but
be
I will
yellow.
certainly put in the request. She'll like call someone and be like, yeah, Carl, I got these schmucks here. You want to send them a taxi? Yeah, they want a yellow one.
I want a yellow one.
Great, that'll be an extra 100 million.
Okay.
Send the yellow taxi.
I would love. Wait, it has to be able to fit a troll.
Elsie's like,
We need the big one. Big
yes.
one.
Elsie's
come in a-
loading this very large, suspiciously large bag on her shoulder.
Bring the extra big one. They're those kind of people.
I hope they bring a school
I hope
bus.
it's a school bus.
We're here for a golf
It's
championship.
a school bus.
Yay!
It's a short bus.
Yay! Does that seatbelt? Have they figured that out?
Finally, Mfek rides the short bus.
It's big enough for all of us, and I bet we can take pictures.
Did I give the driver a name? I thought I said Carl.
Charlie.
Charlie. I'll say Charlie. So Charlie, the driver, shows up. He also talks like this, but it's a little deeper because it's his sister inside.
Oh, yeah, makes
you know, he runs the car depot where people keep buses and take buses.
Yeah.
She's in charge of the planes.
Family was
I found the most. It's an impound lot. I found the yellowest thing I could. That's big.
Are industrious. I like that. That's
My name's Charlie. Get in.
So where are we going?
Galahad Academy.
What do you want to ride to?
Wait.
Wait. Let's talk about it first.
Is there? They have
Okay,
a-
I don't have a
on the
waiting
plane.
service.
I give him. I give him an address. It's near the Galahad. But
So, Galahad Academy is like 2 hours away. I did not sign up for that. We're in Detroit. That is Bay City.
All right, why don't you just drive us a couple of miles down the road?
I mean, I could be persuaded.
Oh my goodness. What do you need, yellow man, driver?
I kind of like.
You are very disorganized, those people. We are used to.
I show him a diamond necklace, and I'm like,
Seems like a lot of work.
Oh my goodness.
All right, well, we don't need him, so I can just throw him out of the bus if he doesn't want to get paid
They
for
have
it.
our plane. There's.
I'm just saying this. I could just throw him out of the bus.
I'm sorry, but are you threatening me, sir? You call my taxi service. You would like me to drive you somewhere, and then you
Right.
get mad when I ask for money in exchange for services.
No,
Who
the
said
money
we
is
would give you
fine. The
money?
part where you won't do the taxiing is the problem.
Can you please drive us to somewhere where we can rent a car that can survive bullets?
Oh God! Don't bring up bullets.
Oh God, you really are. All right, so
We're not gonna be in the
We're
short
never-
bus for very long,
The
are
rest
we?
of the episode is us trying to get to friggin' Galahad and failing.
literally, what does anyone do? So you are threatening the driver.
I'm this close to summoning Sharky, just so you all know.
I say to our driver, my friend here is joking. Of course we will pay you. We just he just has a very particular sense of humor. But we're trying to get to Galahad Academy because I'm starting school.
Oh well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you would like a ride to Bay City, Michigan?
Yes, where
Great.
you get us a car that can survive bullets.
No bullets. There's no bullets.
This
City,
bus
Michigan.
is a retired. We'll call it retired school bus. So it's probably not going to serve your function. Good luck with that when you're there.
How much can you sell me this bus for? I've fallen in love with it.
He got it out of impound bus.
I know.
No, he runs the impound lot.
Like, legitimately, I have fallen in love with this retired yellow vehicle because it is yellow.
For you, we'll say 10,000 New Yen.
Do it.
Does Fang buy the bus?
I mean, like,
Buy the bus, Fang.
can I listen to it as we drive
No,
it?
no, you have to decide in this moment. He pulls up, he's standing outside, like leaning on the side of the bus.
Does it have a certificate that says I own it?
I will make you one, yeah.
Is it gonna be real?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah!
It'll be like a print shop.
All right, let's go inside. My sister will notarize it.
You should negotiate that he also drives us.
Colleen,
We can
I need you to
drive.
print me off one of those bus certificates.
But now we. But, okay, guys, we're going to an academy.
You need a title?
Guys, this is perfect. There's gonna be room for all the kids.
We figured out the problem. We don't need to rent a bus. We don't need to talk to drivers.
So if you hand over 10,000 New Yen,
It's a cargo plane. You could probably
Will you
take
take
the bus
8
back.
for it? 8 in your silence.
That one.
she's speaking for you.
Yeah.
Roll a negotiation.
She probably can own me if she wanted to.
What is this
I
happening?
don't want to do that.
This is what it's got down to.
This one controls my brain.
As we know from Cromwell, clearly no one owns Fang. Fang owns them.
Got a 3.
No.
Well, I tried.
Okay. Can you give me an account to send this to?
You can just give him a cred stick.
Yeah. Transfer things over.
Okay, so you give him 10,000 New Yen, he hands you back this piece of paper that he's just scrawled his name on that says, this lady Fang, in quotes, owns a bus license plate scrawled in my hand.
Sounds right.
Well, gang,
That you look and it does match the license plate
Yeah.
that's sort of visible.
if we...
Can I do a matrix thing to transfer a title also? Or
In a moment. And so he'll hand that to you and give you the keys and be like, Colleen, I need a ride home. And then he takes a cigarette out of her hand. It's just sitting there.
Well, gang, if we fail at the rest of the mission, at least we bought a bus.
Wait, the bus can't go back on the plane.
It's a cargo
No, you're
plane.
gonna
it
drive the kids
potentially-
home.
This show is going to become a DMV role playing.
So you now own a yellow short bus. It has no features. I will get you some stats on it. It'll essentially have the same stats as the
Van
bitchin'
Helshark.
Van Helshark.
Can I have?
it's probably slightly faster than Van Helshark.
No, it came out of an impound lot.
Oh.
And yeah, if you would like to check on the Matrix,
I don't know what
Yes.
that was for.
It was
Please do.
like father, like daughter. We both have great car skills.
That grin though, I don't know about that grin. I got 5.
this car was impounded by thankfully not Ares, Lone Star. a week ago.
Just like
and
you were.
It is in the impound lot. Because it was a school bus that had been stolen out of a school bus parking lot.
So you're telling me it's hot?
Yeah, I am.
You know what I'm naming it?
In the sense that it was
hot bus.
legally in the impound lot. He had no ability to sell this vehicle, but he did. He should not have been using it as a taxi.
Are you saying you bought a bus because I have a bus
It is
or a van and you wanted to be more like
evidence.
me?
And this one's
It is-
yellow.
Oh,
Like it has it is the
you
licensing.
tell-
on
Do I
the
know
number.
enough
Can
to
you
know
tell
that
us
this? Well, I'm still figuring out. Do I know enough to know if there's anything I could do to like mask the identity of the vehicle or?
Yeah, you could probably you could attempt to edit
Reparent the-
the licensing information on it. Basically, create kind of a false ID for it.
Okay.
You need to take a fair amount of time to completely scrub it and then make it a clean and within a vehicle with a new title and everything. But you could do that eventually.
I do it during the drive. It's 2 hours.
Probably not, mostly because you're gonna have some spotty matrix on the drive.
That's fair. Yeah. So, Fang, I have some good news and some bad news.
I can't wait to put stickers on the inside of every window.
The good news is it's yellow. The bad news is it's stolen property. And it's part of a criminal investigation.
You know, I really, as a past cop, I should have guessed.
Yeah.
yeah, I think we all guessed.
I mean, I'm just gonna say that it was stolen out of the impound lot by some Shadowrunners. So,
But I paid $8,000 for you to steal it from your own impound lot.
yep.
Charlie Hammer, PI, you're under arrest for selling an art bus.
Oh, Jesus.
If you, he'll only have said that if you're actually inside when you do this.
No, I don't.
I probably wouldn't say in front of them because I would want to
Yeah.
let her choose strategically how she wants to handle the situation.
All right,
I may be able to try
Carl
to
did not
mask.
say that.
I may try to I could try to mask the identity of the vehicle, but it's
Cool. Looks like I'm paying someone for a bus later.
All right, hey, there's children in trouble, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So,
Let's get the bus, and then we'll
as
wait.
exciting as this acquisition of a bus is, which I'm very
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
for you.
On the way back, we'll just return the bus from whence it was stolen. So I'm borrowing a bus for 8K.
10.
often the
10K.
person who returns the stolen property is associated with stealing the property. So we'll talk about that plan.
We'll just
It's
leave
a
it.
perfectly good bus to give away.
I am assuming. You know what else?
I mean,
would
you
like
are
that?
not at all registered to this vehicle.
So it's not traceable.
It's literally only if you're caught in the vehicle that it would be a
Oh,
problem.
that seems fair. Let's not get arrested.
Great. That's a good plan. Let's not get arrested.
Oh, I will totally be breaking parole. Oh, I'm not breaking
Not
parole.
overall,
I'll get back on.
But you would get
you
arrested.
might have
I
parole.
think there's children in trouble.
Let's get
Let's put the pedal to the metal and see how fast this
Yeah.
bus.
I can drive.
Oh, are you sure you wanna?
Yeah, I have 10 dice.
Oh, yeah. No. Hey, you're good. Hey,
Yeah.
you're better than I am at driving. Go for it.
It is a moderately the vehicle is probably technologically more advanced than Van Helshark, but in worse condition, making it roughly on par in terms of ability. So it could be cleaned up to a better condition than Van Helshark. It is not a manual transmission. It should be automatic. None of the fluids have been replaced in a while.
That's fine.
This is a public school bus
I got
So-
a 4 for driving,
in Detroit.
so I can drive it.
So you're fine. You drive it. It's probably you have probably a couple hours until you get to Bay City.
So it's time for the final stage of planning.
I will drive the bus. You guys plan.
So we have a school.
Yep.
Do we know, when we say academy, is it like multiple buildings or?
It's a relatively small campus. The campus would probably be a few blocks.
The big question is, do we know where the lab is yet?
No, you know very little about
And
it.
we know that students live there.
So they would have dorms. They would have. It's somewhere between. It's probably a small liberal arts college would be the best way to think about it, with a focus on training people in military-related things.
Are there any specific people you're aware of, Mainframe 3, that go there that we could look for them, either on the Matrix
Sam
or
Ortega.
Sam Ortega?
That was the name.
One of the little boys we tracked.
Or
Now there's There's no guarantee that they would have given him the same name when he got his sin. Was there
No.
any indication that when Miss J, when I had talked to her, did we get identities of, because
Yeah.
she had verified?
Yeah, you would have some of the names. I think the most likely, let's see, in this case with him, no, they did not, you do not see his name on the list. You suspect, you see like
But I
a
do
Samuel,
have a list of names
but-
that we believe are associated with the new sins.
Yes.
So I would share that list with the rest of the group. Is like, look, this is what Miss J was able to track down about the new sins that were created that we think are associated with the Squires program.
There's about a dozen of them.
So we can start looking for those kids.
All right. Well, my suggestion is we find one of them, then maybe Elsie sees what she can get from them in terms of where the program is actually located, and we go from there.
Maybe we can.
So you want to give me a quick just matrix search, then I can tell you some information that you'd be able to just pull about them generically.
And another fives today.
You know Galahad Academy, where it's located. You can find like a map of it. It's not a private location. It's, again, it's sort of small liberal arts college. It's probably about a 4 square block kind of area. So like essentially becomes one large block. That's the campus. It's got about at least one building that looks like it's on campus housing. That's the dorms. And then it's got probably another 2 buildings that are associated with like classes and activities, and then a 3rd building that's administration.
One thing I'll say is if the kids don't want to leave, they may have a better life here once we shut down the legal part of the program.
Assuming we don't burn the building down. I think that's a very fair point.
Well, that's a good point. It's like if these kids think that they have a future there, and then, I mean, we know that they don't, but we take that away from them.
So Cromwell, you're advocating for us to put it in your kind of language, selective about which doors we break.
I'm saying let the children choose whether they want to stay or not. We're mainly here, right, to shut down the program and make sure that Mainframe's parents stop harassing her.
If we do our jobs right and we expose what's going on to the rest of Ares, Ares will probably do right by these kids once the Galahad program is shut down.
You think so?
But we might need to get them away for a while and then bring them back once things cool down, because it will probably get dangerous before it gets better.
I mean, if your wiring is common for all the Galahad attendees, we are potentially dealing with a bunch of kids who can't make decisions.
That's also very true. What are the ages of the students in the academy?
School.
All of the students, or the 12?
Particularly the 12, but
The 12 seem to skew younger, so they were more late middle school, early high school, and the programs for the academy seem to start like kind of the last 2 years of high school, so they offer like a essentially GED sort of style program that's for a select number of students, and then the majority of it would be like kind of the equivalent of associates.
So these kids are really going to stick out because they are way younger than the typical population. So that's really important. We might be able to just do a visual recon.
Well, I could get Sharky to look. If there's going to be an obvious age difference, then that's something he can tell.
That sounds like a great plan.
And Elsie is that age.
Yeah, I can go make contact with them when we need. But
All right.
yeah, so maybe we should
Should I send
start
Sharky to see if he can find any
with,
youngest?
maybe we should send
kids
Sharky,
there.
and I don't know if there's anything Mainframe can dig up on the matrix of the school, but start with that and then see what Sharky digs up.
Great. So I'll
And
do
in the
it.
meantime, I will look for a school uniform.
I don't even. Do you think they'd have to have uniforms?
Probably.
It's a
Or-
college,
Do you
maybe not.
remember?
They might have the little kids do it for better regiment.
Regiments.
Well, it depends on what program they're in. If they're in a military training program, then they do probably have uniforms at least on weekdays.
You know that the program, like you can see pictures and stuff, and there is a uniform that people have, but it's not like they wear it every day. It's more of a dress, like they have their dress whites for special occasions, and then certain classes that they attend may require them to wear a uniform.
Okay.
I get ready.
Because they offer training kind of in a very broad spectrum of things. A lot of it tends to be focused on things that would be more useful if you were going into some sort of corporate or military related field, but it's, ranges from hard sciences to classes on philosophy and then also like push-ups. Just hours of push-ups.
Yeah, I remember that class.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring out the lion part, so maybe if anyone asks, say I'm there for the to teach law enforcement or security.
Okay.
My identity's for not Aaron, what is part of Ares, so it's reasonable they might have brought me here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a 4/6 summon.
Okay. God, I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, 3 hits.
I mean, we also have to find your parents.
I'm actually gonna add some thumper dice to that because that's low. I'll add 4 thumper dice.
Whoa!
And that did not do me any favors, unfortunately. So it's still 3 hits.
Your net hits are 1.
Well, that's good enough. So Sharky materializes on the astral plane. He sort of spins up from the ground and splays his fins out, and astral water goes everywhere as he appears. And I instruct him to go search the Galahad Academy for specifically the youngest people that he can find there. And this will be the only service he does for me, since there was only the 1 hit. But he'll go do that and report back.
Okay. So Sharky, anyone gonna do anything in the meantime, or are they gonna wait?
I'll just
Sharky's
look
return.
for any public information about my parents' office location, if there's anything listed.
Mm-hmm. So your parents are listed. So one of them was listed as the president. That would be. I'm just gonna roll even odd on this.
Are we outside we're outside the place?
We're driving this.
That'd be Foster Fitzgerald. Your father is the president or I guess, yeah, they call him president. I was like, what do you call the leader of a university? The president. And then your mother is one of the heads of the medical and sciences department. Or bio. Medicine. The School of Medicine. That's the word I was looking for.
Are their offices located near each other?
So the president's office would be you would assume in the administration building. So there's one building that's the admin building. And then you probably, that one would definitely have like a contact address. Most of them would be PO boxes. Like they go to a central location. But you would assume that the School of Medicine or the Department of Medicine would be in the kind of academics building. So you suspect they are in 2 different places. Like that's where labs and research and stuff is.
It takes Sharky 30 minutes to find out whatever he finds.
Okay. So about 30 minutes later.
Are we at the academy yet? Or are we still there?
Hours, so.
Yeah, it was about, I'm maybe slightly off on the amount of time, but you're probably, we'll say at least 30 minutes away from Bay City. You get, Sharky will come back. Actually, wait a minute. How much of a direct connection do you have with Sharky?
We have basically a mental link at all times.
At some point, Sharky would be like, rah, rah, which basically means, oh shit, some people can see me here.
That makes sense. This is.
Yeah.
Well, it's a.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to keep looking? That would be a stun bolt.
Can you be sneaky about it?
He just got stunned.
I've got. I might be able to cast my spell strong enough to be able to look into the buildings. It may hurt a bit.
No!
I don't know if you'd be able to tell people's ages very well from that, though, would you?
I mean,
But you can look for
Relative
a lab.
size, right? You can
yeah,
look
I
for
can
relative
see.
size.
All
I
right.
can see details. I just can't see color.
I mean, they'll see the spell as well if they can see Sharky.
Yeah, I'll see a spell, but I feel like
Why don't we just look? Like, let's just be creepers in a big
So
yellow
Sharky
bus.
just got stun bolted.
I just realized that the yellow bus is not
I
stealthy.
got stun bolted. What?
Spirit showed on campus, and a very zealous mage decided that they were going to stun bolt him.
Is it like a student stumble or like a full?
It's not like a good one. Like, it's not a great one.
Sharky, I'm not going to tell you to attack the person who did that to you, but I encourage you to do whatever it is you feel you would want to do if you were stun bolted by a mage.
Sue them.
Yep. Great. Would you like me to narrate what happens?
Yes.
It's all yours.
So
Red
Sharky is not known for his restraint. Or emotion regulation, or higher cognitive functions. So when you're like, don't not attack, Sharky just hears attack, because that's the issue. When like you say don't attack, they just hear the word attack.
Yeah, no.
It's like when you tell children not to run, they just hear the word run. That's where Sharky's at. Can I tell you more?
He doesn't owe me any more favors. He's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah. So Sharky engages in a fight, and he's a 4/6 spirit, so it is not a small. And this like mage was like, I was unprepared for this. I'm in training, but I was on my guard. And so the mage gets in a fight, and then campus security shows up, which they are way better at it. One of the like mages in the hermetic side, like hermetic studies department, will show up, and eventually Sharky gets destroyed.
So while this is going on,
Well, like banished back to the astral plane, and they're like, where did this shark come from? And now they're doing an investigation.
So while this is going on, I cast my spell. I use 4 thumper dice to try to get a bigger range. I took Cromwell starts bleeding out his ears.
What is the maximum range you can get on this?
It's 10 times force times magic.
10 times force in like meters though?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the force that you cast it at?
I cast it at force 8.
Okay, so that's 80 meters.
No, it's 8 times my magic, which is now 7.
Okay.
Times 10. So.
That's still less than a kilometer though, right?
Yeah, I thought we were going up to.
Okay, at what point? And I'm like, sorry, my question is, at what point do you do this spell? I thought you were still doing it while you guys were driving in the van.
That's why I thought we were doing this outside the school.
Okay.
I sent Sharky off like while we were driving.
All right.
Half an hour
Sorry.
away.
Well, I'll probably do that when we get there.
Great.
So.
You hold on to that. Use that when you get there.
I'm gonna go ahead and astrally project and just like scrub the astral signature.
Go ahead.
Around. I forget the roll for that.
What does Elsie draw on his face while he's doing that?
Hey, what are you doing back there?
I'm just gonna assume it's.
I have so much control of this bus.
You do, in fact.
There's
That's
like
how driving works.
There's like a control panel. I don't know how anything works.
Yeah, you like blast the heat. The radio like screeches static for 5
like
minutes.
stop, like sign pops out.
Yeah, the stop sign, the lights are flashing. You see like it has like an AR stop sign as well. It's like huge, so like everybody can see it.
This is just like a cop car, but it goes a lot slower, and the siren's not loud.
There's no siren.
No sirens.
There's a horn. You can honk the horn. Someone at least like, yeah.
It's not stealthy. I just realized as we're driving along.
Can I make this an extended cast?
Yes. Not at all stealthy. It is a bright yellow school bus.
I like yellow things. I didn't realize how large and clunky.
However, a school bus would not be like out of place.
Near a school.
Depending on the time of day and how it is being driven,
Yeah,
yes.
we should be light on the use of the stop sign.
So like between, I don't know, 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then like 2 p.m. and 4 p.m.
Sometimes buses happen at night. Or people come tour it. Like.
Okay. Yeah, they're not completely out of place. Also, this isn't a school. This is an.
I know. We definitely. Well, we will
Kids
pick
don't
up children.
live on site. They don't take a school bus there.
Maybe they're tours.
They're tours. Elsie, I mean,
Is a
Ellie,
child, clearly on
or
a tour.
Chelsea, whatever her name wants to be.
Super fits in.
10 hits over 3 rolls.
You're good. You managed to script a signature. While you were there, you do notice that like there was, you get a kind of a better feel of the campus. There's like a sort of quadrangle sort of area with like some grassy patches. There's also like a field where people are clearly exercising. And you notice that there's at least a handful of astral individuals, people who are astral, awakened individual, and like you are less obvious to them than a shark spirit. So they at least one person will notice you, but they don't seem to.
If I think I'm going to be detected, I will use my Manascape spell.
That's not a bad idea if you're going to spend too long there. Sharky, on the other hand, does not have Manascape.
And I did not cast it on him.
No.
So.
Maybe think about that next time you're sending the shark into the academy full of highly trained individuals.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I Sharpie on his arm.
Uh-huh.
And it's a poorly drawn shark on its back, while a stick figure stands over him with what is a poorly drawn knife.
What? What are you doing?
I'm trying to. Elsie is trying to depict what happened to Sharky at the school, but she's not a very good artist.
Vaguely threatening instead.
Anyway, I snap back to my body after all of this. I look at my arm and I'm like, ooh, knifey Sharky. And,
That's my favorite game.
Yes. And I just let everyone know Sharky did not find the children in question. But we should be okay. There are some awakened, there are mages and magical security on site, so something for us to be aware of.
Okay.
And now
I'm taking my 4 dice back since none of that happened.
Oh, okay. You don't want to just wait because we're essentially getting to the point where you can decide that you are. Like at this point, do you guys where do you want to be in relation to the academy?
Are you going to do? I'm gonna just keep driving until someone tells me to stop.
I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and F-cast it. It's not times 10, so I can actually only see up to 56 meters.
Okay, so you probably need to wait until you're, depending on where on campus you want to look, you'd need to wait
But I
until
can
you're
go
on
ahead and
campus.
cast
He
it
could be
now.
a kilometer
I
away,
can
you
sustain
said?
it.
No, he said 56 meters?
Right now, it's 56 meters. Half a football field.
Half a
As
football
far as
field.
I can place it.
Yeah.
There's always like a rundown convenience store near every school.
Right.
I mean,
So-
probably, yeah. Yeah, we'll say that's true.
But
There is
that's-
a...
Realistically,
Shoot, what's that
you
place
probably
called?
just want me to try to sneak in, hide in a bush somewhere, and scan the building.
Well, you could also, if it's during the daytime, take a tour if it's an open campus and just have somebody walk you as you look through all the buildings.
Just if you can get me near the building.
From what you can tell by looking online, the campus is open, so you can get onto the campus. The buildings, though, you cannot get into without a pass or permission.
makes sense.
Except the lobby of
If
the
you get me in a
administration
building, I can
building.
pull a Mordecai and go into the bathroom and scan from there. If there's anything that blocks a spell, though, which there may very well be, I might. I
Do
probably
you
would
want to
not be able
go
to
in
look through.
together?
I think that'd be a good idea, just to pinpoint the location.
Okay,
Well,
so...
Okay, we can do that. I think our priority is to just find where these kids are, and we don't need to go all commando to do that.
I mean, literally, if we wait till the sun comes up, we might see them.
Yeah, but Cromwell's the sneakiest of all of us.
I'm just saying I can scan the building to find out where the lab is, presumably, or where the kids are, at least,
There's
without.
Well, it's a school, so the lab is probably... I can find that out just by going through the main door, but figuring out where the students sleep at night, or where these 12 students, that's not publicly available information.
Okay, it sounds like that's not the plan, so I'll undo the cast.
So, Fang, at this point, no one has told her to stop, so she continues driving.
I drive into the guest parking lot. It is.
Yep.
Wait, what time of year is it? January?
It's
January.
December. It's during winter break.
Great.
So,
So there might be a couple prospective kids who want to get into this academy.
not many.
Great. So there, how there's 5 parking spots in a row. I just side turn and take 5 of those.
It's we'll say that the parking lot is Oh, right across the street.
Yeah. I have to pay for parking, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to get
get a
5
lot of
different stickers
sides.
for the 5 different spots.
You get a lot of like side looks about
I'm paying for parking.
the
We're
bus.
in marching bands.
Don't.
They're very clearly like there's a security attendant in the
I'm
garage. It's
paying
like a
for each
closed
of the
garage.
spots.
I mean, they're aware. Like you pay when you go in.
Yeah, like I'm doing the. I don't have many vehicles. I have one.
What time of day is it?
So you left at 6 p.m. The flight was probably
4 hours.
4 hours. So you arrived at 10 p.m.
Except there's a time difference.
Except there's a time difference, so
So
it
it's
would be
1
like
1 a.m.
1.
2 a.m. No, it's a 3 hour
3
time
hours.
difference,
Yeah, so
I
1 a.m.
assume. So 1 a.m.
And then we drove, so it's 3 a.m.
So yeah, and then if you just drove there, straight there, it is 3 a.m.
Oh my goodness,
Plus-
we're the worst.
An extra
Perfect.
3 hours that we spent acquiring the bus.
Great. So it's in the dead of night.
Yep.
So
Dawn
let's
is a
take,
couple hours away.
let's take a
Yep.
nap in the van.
So Cromwell and I are gonna go poke
It's a
around the
24-hour
grounds.
parking garage, so you're okay.
Isn't that kind of suspicious to go like, oh, but we need them to be in their beds at nighttime?
So I guess when you said Sharky, so it's like some like poor college student just being like, "Oh God, what's this shark doing here?" And they're like in like a coffee cup, like it's just like and like thinking they're hallucinating at first, so they react really terribly to the shark wandering through the dorms. It's like a poor RA that's like trying to write their dissertation. Through the line.
Should have let sleeping sharks lie.
I get.
Or
While we
searching
scan the
sharks.
grounds,
Yeah.
Search.
please let's do something.
I'm just really afraid of 2 people individually.
Go!
going.
Troll
Yeah.
just wants to investigate.
Great,
and
you've
not be on
parked
a
the
glider.
car. Go. Where
Fine.
do you go on campus?
Let's sneak on. I'll have ultrasonic vision on, so I should be able to see motion detectors.
Why don't we split? I'm just going to act like a student on campus
Okay.
and make up an elaborate lie if I get caught.
Have we determined a location we believe the children sleep? Or is
You know there is one
The
on-site door.
There's the dorms.
Okay.
And I certainly share anything I found in the Matrix as far as like
Yeah.
publicly available
Great.
layout of the campus and annotations.
Like there is off-site housing and stuff too that's like run by Ares, but this is the on-site campus
Yeah.
housing, so that would be the highest odds of where
I
these
like
kids
put
would be.
annotations on there like kids and mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
So it's like this is how I think the campus
A little
is.
knifey,
Maybe I'll
sharky
stick with
knifey.
you then. I'll stay.
Okay,
fairly
give me your
close to you.
sneaking.
all right.
Are you trying to sneak or are you trying to
Yes.
look nonchalant?
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
sneaking too.
Elsie. Okay, then both of you give me a sneaking.
I'm sneaking, but in a like I'm a student who's out of.
Why
their
don't we
bed.
sneak? Why don't we stay within proximity? But
Yeah,
because if you get caught, you can duck your way out.
yeah.
We're
Not like
pretty sneaky.
going opposite.
I will activate my light feet. Give me a bit of a bonus. My weakened feet.
While they're doing recon, I'm just going to sleep on the bus. I'm going to try to regain my edge that I've spent.
Okay.
by-
Oh,
I think that's like 8 hours of sleeping.
Yep.
I don't think I'm gonna.
I don't know how long they're going to...
4 thumper dice.
4 thumper dice. Okay, that's what the 4
So my sneak is 8.
Okay.
They can wake me if they need me.
What's your sneak?
I rolled terribly. I have a 2.
Okay. So as you, Cromwell, you sneak onto the campus, you do a lot of the like, bush, tree.
You can always see my horns sticking out of the bushes I hid in.
Somehow, like on either side of it, or like if it's a tree, it's just like horns on either side, not your torso or your shoulders, just horns. Like lamppost. So it is a relatively well-lit campus. There's not too many areas that don't have some sort of lighting on it. There is a mixture when you're looking around. You can definitely see a number of cameras that are clearly monitoring the campus. You manage to kind of stay in the shadows and mostly obscured in some way, so they might see something on the camera, but certainly not register it as like a troll sneaking around our campus. You, on the other hand, are clearly a student being like... just like wandering around the campus. Describe your student disguise.
I'm going for kind of popular but a little bit snobby girl. Good grades, but just a little bit angry.
Okay.
So I have a backpack or whatever bag is appropriately hip.
Probably shoulder bag or something.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't be cut dead with a backpack.
I like put my history back in there because it's my real history book actually. I'm just traveling with it now, but like I may just have a couple smoke grenades below that.
Okay. Just one or two.
Yeah, and I've managed to like. Elsie's very petite, but she's managed to like strap her sniper rifle to her back and down like a leg and the coat is on top.
Wait, down your pant leg?
No, just like down like
The back.
Yeah, this weird
Wait, where did you put your...
it's just like strapped to my back, but in a like
Did you disguise it at all?
yeah, I have a coat over it.
Give
And
me a
like,
disguise roll.
flag.
For hiding your sniper rifle?
Put a flag on it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Give me a disguise roll.
Okay.
fine, guys.
Princess doesn't have its own wardrobe of camouflage outfits. Like,
I mean, you can literally disguise it as a drill baton, like a drill gun baton. You know what I mean? Like the ones that...
6.
So the rifle is disguised a lot better than Elsie is sneaking.
Okay.
So no, it does not erase immediate suspicions of it being
Right.
again.
I don't look like I'm carrying. Gun.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's good. That's good. So, Cromwell, what in particular are you going to be looking for?
I'm gonna try to sneak to the dorm,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna use my. I should be able to cast my spell. So yeah, I can see a good 40 meters.
Okay.
So I will, basically I'm just gonna kind of scan the dorms looking for the younger children, guessing they're probably roomed together.
So as you approach the building, you said you can detect like motion detectors, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you notice again the cameras, like that seems to be the main security device on the campus. The building itself, the door is locked. There's emergency exits, but again, they open from the inside. There's no, there's like kind of a front door and a back door, one exiting closer to the road, one exiting closer to the campus. The building itself is about 6 stories tall for the dorms, and you can probably get close enough based on that to kind of cover like the depth of about half of each floor on each side. So you'd need to spend a little bit of time searching around the building. You notice that if you go further, like as you're kind of projecting further inwards, because walls don't, you can put it on the other side of a wall, right? When you move it through the wall, you're able to notice that there are motion detectors in the hallways.
Okay.
In the main hallway, kind of at the entrance, and then you notice that most of the floors don't actually have motion detectors. It's only on the 4th floor.
I relate all of this to the group. All I can get past motion detectors, but for everyone else, we either need to disable or you need to be very careful. But mostly I'm just communicating the layout of the place to everybody.
So you said there's only motion detectors. Wait, what floor were they?
Fourth floor.
4th floor.
Is where you notice there is a set of motion detectors in one of the hallways.
well, that seems
I can
promising.
scan the entire 4th floor, so obviously they're worried about that area. On the 4th floor, can I look into rooms?
If you want to be able to go into them. And you actually notice it's not, so like the building kind of separates into 2 wings, like the doors are in the middle. It's only on one half of the 4th floor
Okay.
that are the motion detectors. If you go into the rooms, give me just a quick perception.
3 hits.
You can't be 100% certain because Cromwell is large, and so for him, all piggies are little piggies. And so you notice that they seem to maybe be slightly smaller than the average little piggy, but it could just be that they're dwarves.
That's a good point.
They're sleeping probably. Like, probably not getting the best
it's like
vision of them.
sleeping lumps in a bed. So like it's a little hard to because you can't manipulate them at all. But you can tell like they seem to be smaller than like the average person, but everyone is smaller than the average troll.
Right,
Smaller than the average troll.
piggies here on the 4th floor. I can't quite tell. They're under the blankets and all that.
How many are in the protected rooms?
Let's try to get kind of a count.
You got a count right now that there are 11.
11. That is a very specific number that is less than 12.
Yep.
We'll see 11 little piggies, so I'm guessing this is it.
Are there any open windows that we can throw Elsie in so that she can have a communication?
Our brains all ended the sentence. That we can
I actually thought that we could throw children out of. I didn't realize Elsie was going to be the next word. I assumed throwing children out was the
Cromwell can just scale that.
Yeah, but
I probably
Cromwell's
can
also-
climb up and pull a child out.
I would rather we
Like
get
did with
Elsie in
Nosby.
like a tooth fairy kind of situation instead of like a murder kidnapping
I
kind of
wouldn't
situation.
throw her, but I can probably get her in. Does the motion detector go into the? It probably doesn't go in the room, so the child would say.
Well, it doesn't matter if I disable them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice, but we don't need to yet.
Right.
If I just want to get Elsie into the room, which I'm
ask.
pretty sure I could do, if she can make it here without being seen.
I'm not doing so hot with the sneak. I just.
so as Elsie, as you're
flew a
wandering
lot.
around, Cromwell, you noticed and you managed to skirt around them. There's probably, on the whole area, there's at least like 4 guards that are sort of patrolling kind of in and relatively, it's hard to pick out like if there's an exact pattern because that would be smarter than having a set pattern to rotate in. And so one of them will encounter you at some point, Elsie, and she'll excuse me, can I help you?
I need to go back to my room. And I have a little prop bottle of whiskey. I picked it up from the airplane. I probably would have it. And I'm like, I want to go back to my dorm.
Miss
Song.
Miss Song, the dorms are this way.
Sorry. What do you do when a guy doesn't want to be with you anymore?
Go talk to your RA.
He was with Trisha.
Give me a performance.
Not Becky?
No. Because if Becky might find out if I
Yeah,
use her
Becky.
name.
Becky
Don't
is
use Becky's name in
like
vain.
Voldemort. You don't throw that name around lightly.
No, Beetlejuice. You say her name 3 times, she appears.
I think we've said it at least 3 times. There's a sniper on the ceiling.
Someone slapped you.
Honestly, we haven't seen them in a while. What are they doing?
Ooh.
They're all teaching. Galahad.
They're all just teachers. They probably also bought a bus, but their bus is like dumb.
7.
It's got flings on
So
it.
dumb.
So the dorms are this way. Why don't you head back? I'll walk you.
Don't tell my mom.
Can you give me the rest of? It's not legal in the dorms,
Oh.
and I don't want you to get in trouble.
Thank you. Just don't show it to anybody. Can you get rid of it?
I will. Just like throws it in the trash as you're walking
Oh, I
away.
suppose she would drink it.
I've been sober for 9 years.
Oh.
It's hard.
That's an Elsie reaction. Like, oh no!
It's hard. I understand. You'll learn. This is your time to make mistakes.
Really?
Clearly, you've made a terrible mistake. Drink some water.
Okay.
And take some Seder. No.
I'm like, can I mix that with whiskey?
No. No.
Okay. Thank you. I just cry.
Okay, and they like gently pat you on the back as they walk you slowly to
gets my backpack.
the building of the dorms. Yeah, they gently pat your backpack.
No, don't do that. Why would you do that?
They're not hugely suspicious. They take a moment and then they're just like, you hear the slight sound of metal as they pat your backpack. Do you do anything?
I just renew crying.
Okay. No touching. Great. This way. This would have heard you to the door, and then when you're at the door, they'll be like, "Have a good night. Drink some water.
Okay.
Take care of yourself," and turn and walk the other way.
Can I direct Elsie to a first floor window? Because we don't want her going into the hallway on the fourth floor.
Just throw her up into the.
You can,
Is there
yes.
When you say fro, if you mean carry,
No,
then yes.
I do
that's
mean, but
what
I'm
I'll-
wondering if there's like a child's window that we want to
I
talk
actually
to.
don't need to be thrown. I can probably just scale it.
I'm gonna give you a slight reminder that the only thing that you can automatically see is motion detectors.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why if you scale like through the open window of a child's room, then you could talk to the
If there's not cameras or other security devices, I think is the point.
It's fine. No,
So
it's fine.
far, Cromwell has hidden from cameras as far as he knows, but he doesn't know.
Cromwell had a pretty good sneaking.
But getting Elsie.
But I don't have to stay off the cameras because I'm just a student.
You might if you're
the
breaking
door.
into a first floor window.
No, but I'm saying
yeah.
I would like to just go through the front door.
Great.
Because
it is
that's
locked.
what is plausible.
Yeah.
I make a show of like gathering myself and crying and being like, "Hey, mainframe, can you get me in this door?"
Oh, well,
Like,
see, this is the part where you call
Wiping
me.
my eyes, blowing my nose. Like,
How far is the parking lot away from? Because I have not
You're probably
made off on their own there.
kitty corner. You're probably what the length of a block is, like half. You're probably like at least half a kilometer away.
Okay, so
And we're in
I don't
con-
think
and-
my wireless.
And we're in constant communication.
You'd
with
have
you,
some pretty
telling
hefty
you.
noise.
You know
Yeah.
exactly
To do
where.
anything on the
Right, but you
matrix
guys
where
haven't
you
asked
are.
for help yet, so I'm not necessarily actively tailing you. So the response would be, I can help, but I'm gonna have to get closer. You're gonna have to make up, provide an explanation for the time you're going to be spending in the lobby while I make my way over to campus.
I'm like, "That's okay," and I pull out my lock picking set.
Okay.
I will start
Is it
sneaking
just
over to
easier
campus.
to?
I am putting on my helmet, which I don't frequently wear because it messes my hair up very big. But
Do I see it easy? I probably don't see an open window or anything like that on the
No,
first
definitely no open windows.
Belay any entrance, by the way, because there's lots of security cameras and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sneaking.
Can we just,
Go ahead and give me your sneaking.
as you sneak, if you don't mind, can we just explain
Wait.
what we're?
I think we have a good. I think we've got it right now, and the more people we send in, the more likely we are to trigger an alarm.
I'm
This is
just
why
no. I think she's getting closer that she can hack because proximity is super important.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far
So
as
she
cameras-
help you
There's
from
too
where
much
I
noise
am.
from
I
where
was
she
asked
is
to
to do
come.
anything on the matrix.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was asked to come, and at this point, since someone's asked, and it is my background,
Yeah.
she's not going to take no for an
Yeah.
answer because she doesn't want to her chance to be ruined.
No, I just,
okay,
here's
so-
my question. Is our objective now to actually get the kids out, or is it just to infiltrate and come back?
I will say, if your objective is anything more than infiltration, your wizard is currently gently snoring.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why,
I'm
that's
in
why
the
I don't want to
bus.
start
Well,
the fight till we have everything
I'm not
ready
coming
to
to
go.
fight. Who said I was coming
think
to
we're just
fight? I was
making
asked to
sure.
come and assist.
I was just gonna get access to the building and take a look at the kids.
Yeah.
And maybe talk to a few. But I mean, I think we need to figure out where the lab is, but that might be something that's easier to do during the light of day.
And there may be other
like
things
6
I
hours
can
off.
do at nighttime that are not knocking down doors that can help us, like getting her on a class roll or
Yeah.
something like getting an appointment with someone. But I can't do those things from a school bus. So I've been given the all clear, and she's just gonna. All right. I'm using some thumper dice.
I'm gonna sit on the front stoop and open my history book.
I used 4 thumper dice.
The guard has walked away, so they weren't actively watching you. You're in the light of the camera. Give me a performance. How much do you look like a sad, lonely student studying
Who does not understand
by the
history?
flickering of lamplight?
At least Elsie can draw on her personal experience.
Thanks. 4 thumper dice, and I got 4 hits to sneaking.
Okay.
7.
You look pretty convincing. Reasonably convincing. No one's going to immediately come over and accost you while you're waiting. 4 for sneaking, you said?
Yes, and I have my chameleon suit on. So.
You do maybe not quite as good of a job as Cromwell. You get caught on maybe 1 or 2 more cameras, but not to the point that you look hugely suspicious. You don't notice any security directly coming after you, but you suspect that there's a possibility if you raised a huge ruckus, they might be able to go back in some footage and like find evidence of you being there.
I'm generally anti-ruckus. But I would like to do a little matrix perception to see how bad the situation is.
Yeah. Go ahead and look around the matrix.
5 hits.
So you notice that all of everything here is on an Ares host or on an Ares grid. Each building seems to have its own sort of sub-host that is controlled by Ares. The most intense and powerful of the hosts is going to be the admin building. And then the dorms and the classes are somewhat on par with each other in terms of difficulty of accessing anything on the host.
Okay. I would like to position myself quietly inside a bush, drop into VR so that I could get the bonus dice for the sneaking, maybe cancel those out. And I just want, do you need, does she still, so I messaged to Elsie before making any.
I would like a front door, and then if you can get me access to one of the rooms, I would love to maybe see if there's some key cards or something I can steal that will help me get around.
So just a random room do you want a room that looks empty or a room that has students in and you're stealing the students' cards?
Students in it.
Okay.
Going in
He's
hot.
getting a midnight visit. Great. So yes, we are mainframe, and it's like she just.
No, you say that, but we know someone that was so drunk once, they knocked on the wrong dorm room and then punched the person in the face because they were adamant that it was their dorm room.
Yes.
So
Yes, it's a common college problem, as is going into somebody else's room and throwing up.
Yep, that also happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the stories I am drawing from that I plan to deploy in emergency situations.
Great. So, and mainframe she does not like being near Ares hosts again. It feels comfortable, but in a very wrong way. It's returning to the scene of a crime, really. But she sort of shoves that down, and she wants to get in and out fairly quickly. So she's gonna go big or go home on the host for the dorms.
Okay.
So go big or go home. I believe that's -6 to an attempt to place all 3 marks instead, or was it -8 instead of -10? I don't quite remember. It's somewhere.
I think you said, I don't know, it's your power. I'm not gonna keep track of that one.
So it's 15. Yeah, and then I will use. I will use 6 thumper dice. No. I'm gonna use 8 thumper dice.
Yeah. Go big or
8
go
thumper
home.
dice. Go big. Just think of all the havoc I can wreak in a dorm.
What does go big or go home do again?
It makes it easier for me to do a lot at once.
Okay.
So go big or go home makes me stronger at, instead of like placing little marks and eventually getting control, trying to do it all in one fell swoop, which is normally a huge dice penalty. It makes the dice penalty less severe.
Okay, and then you are getting it. Okay, thank you for explaining.
So she's in there, and it's kind of militaristic looking. Okay. Some things. And that's good because we had none of those there, so we're still fine. I think, let me just make sure I'm doing my math correctly. All right. I have 6 hits.
Nice job. No, don't shake your head.
That was the action you used.
Brute force.
Okay. So that's an attack action. So as a failed attack, you take 1 point of matrix damage.
Well, that was just barely a failure then. 1 point of matrix damage is not the end of the world. Just have to try again in a second.
Anger dice flying.
Anger dice flying. Okay. Means I have less. So the way Mainframe would probably attack this would be to power down her comlink to reset the connection.
Reboot the device. Go ahead and give me your sneaking to hide in the bush.
Sneaking to hide in the bush.
You're being hidden.
Bush sneak.
The bush sneak. That's
Well, is it a big?
She's unconscious anyway, right?
But is it like a leafy?
Yeah, it's how well did she disguise herself in a bush?
Is her feet sticking out? Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's what we want to know.
Make like bush noises.
I will use 3 thumper dice for this check because
So you said there was 11 kids?
yeah.
11 kids up on the 4th floor.
Why do I feel like there's a 12th in a lab somewhere?
Because you know that there were 12 kids that Miss J gave you the name of.
Right.
That's
I'm
exact.
assuming.
I use a point of edge to re-roll this because I don't
Want to
think
go
that
to the lab.
most of the misses there.
Cromwell will try to sneak to the lab.
Okay,
to where
so
at least
the
lab
kind
will
of
be.
classes and
Yes.
labs building. Great. Go ahead and give me your sneaking for crossing the campus.
Right. I am again going to use 4 thumper dice for some extra sneak.
5 hits on the sneak with the edge, and I am wearing the chameleon suit, so I think that increases the.
Yeah.
power.
You did not leave any of your limbs hanging out of the bush. You're all
me.
like nicely tucked in, like pretty small. You've put like your face is like covered, so anything light that might catch light is so you look like just kind of a shadowy blob in this bush. So you wouldn't be too worried. Maybe if you catch yourself on a camera, if you like find the camera near you, you would. I guess you can't see it because you haven't marked the host. But if you did, you'd be like, man, it's hard to notice me here.
Or at all.
At all.
7 hits.
Beautiful. Sneaky trope. Sneaky. At one point, you nearly stumble over Mainframe in a bush.
Right.
You realize that she's there because she's pretty well.
So the trolls stick out when Cromwell's in the bush. What sticks out when is it like a scarf or?
It's like one little glint of purple that you can never hide.
Right.
Or it's like a
The
flash.
arms are like, bonk. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Except she's unconscious, so you don't know. So you make your way across the campus to the admin building. Do you want to try again to mark the host?
Mainframe probably
I
does,
rolled
even
well.
though she shouldn't. Pardon?
I rolled well.
She probably she's. Yeah, we'll go for it. Okay. Oh, that was a better base roll. I'm gonna use the rest of my thumper dice.
Do it.
Thanks, Thumpers.
Thanks,
Thank you
thumpers.
so much, Thumpers. You keep us alive one more day.
One day more.
One day.
Another day,
It's gonna
another
be
dice roll.
But I believe in you. Does that help?
Apparently, it does not. 5 hits.
You tie? So we'll say that you place the 3 marks. We'll say that it happens. You place 2 marks. Let's say that.
Okay. I'll take 2. I think that's enough for control device.
Control device. I think actually has to be 3. It depends on the test you're trying to do, actually. So depending on what the device is and what test you're trying to get it to do, you can have 1 to 3 marks on it.
Okay. Well, I just want to open a couple of locks.
It's probably you could do that with just 2 marks.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. So Mainframe enters the dorm host, and it seems that the dorm host, even though they should have had it locked down, there's clearly signs of students customizing the space.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's like a trend though of like weird, it's like all like kind of the weird hacker students, like the kids that are clearly like taking classes on like data cracking and things like that and like mastering the
They all leave their
matrix.
signature.
And then you
Says,
notice
like data bomb here
Yeah.
and like an arrow down. Like
then you'd also notice that there's like a trend too of like there's a small subset of rooms that all clearly did the same thing because maybe it was like mandated by a class that like you have to do this specific thing.
this time
on the
it was
main-
change your door to a hobbit hole. So
Yeah.
there's like 3 hobbit holes in
Yeah.
a row. Like okay.
And everything else though looks like white-walled military installation of fluorescent lighting.
Well, I would like to just matrix perception, see if there's a roof. I'm looking for the front door control, and this might be a separate matrix perception test, but I also want to see rooms that have student personas or activity in, so I can find one for Elsie to open as well.
Personas might be a little trickier, especially at night, because some people will be awake, but a lot of people will have powered down or have turned their comlinks off at night.
Okay, then I look for a door that looks inhabited.
Okay. I mean, that's something that you can get, like, just from a roster of, like, these are the rooms that are occupied. So go ahead and give me a quick matrix perception. We'll roll that all into one.
While Elsie is waiting on the front stoop, she brings what she always brings to campus, which is reaches into her pocket, pulls out a Ziploc bag of creamed corn and peas, opens it up, takes another airplane bottle out, pours the whiskey in it, seals it up, shakes it, and is waiting.
What the what?
It's gonna be throw up.
Oh.
I'm so smart. I got it.
You've worked with students before.
This is what I heard.
Perception.
Okay.
Elsie pulls out a bag of corn, and peas.
Yeah, I heard that too. I mean, she is drunk.
Corn and peas.
All right, so mainframe's in the trashy dorm hallway. She gets 3 on her matrix perception.
Okay.
Elsie's got fake throw up. Everything's fine.
So you're going to be able to find the front door. You can get, if you're looking specifically on the first floor, you can give her a couple of options of rooms that are currently listed as being occupied. Let's go to Cromwell. You are by the classes building, so you're going to take a little bit of time again to kind of go around the building.
Yes.
This one's a little bit taller. This one is 11 stories. Apparently 11 is a number I like tonight.
Right, so it's going to take quite a bit longer to search.
It is also probably about twice the size of the building. And so I changed my mind when I said there was 4 buildings. I meant there was 3, but this one is like a nice L-shaped building with like kind of, or like
That's
a
the
U.
admin or class building?
This is the class building. It's like a U shape, so it's like 2 buildings and then they're connected.
Oh.
Like they're hugging each other or holding hands.
No.
The mechanic. Cromwell can move his vision fairly quickly. He's probably to keep to the edges of the walls, to be a little careful, like not to just make the spell like obviously flying through major atriums or anything. Because in theory, a mage watching could see the spell on the astral plane. So he will just start to scan the building. He's really actually looking for a lot of security. Or here's things he's looking for. A lab, a lot of security, or a child in this building.
So as he kind of does a sweep of the building,
Actually, first he probably would look on the astral plane and see if he sees. And so you can't see through walls though, right? So yeah, so that doesn't help.
not particularly
Takes that.
well new, especially not for a building that size.
So yes, he just scans.
Yeah, so you don't know, if you look at it on the astral plane, you don't notice like the whole building isn't covered by a barrier. That would be very impractical. As you begin scanning, you would notice an astral barrier, but you wouldn't be able to go through it?
Yeah,
or a physical
I think
barrier?
I'd probably.
I don't know if you would actually see an astral barrier.
Well,
you would
okay.
bump
If
up
it's a
against
physical,
it.
Yeah, because the spell wouldn't be able to go
If
through
it's a
it.
physical barrier, he can't see through translucent things, so he would know it's there.
You probably notice because on the physical plane, astral barriers do kind of leave a level of translucence. No, you can't see them. You can only see them with their physical barriers.
Basically, if sound waves would bounce off of it,
No.
he sees it. If they wouldn't,
No.
yes.
So what you probably
I
notice...
do think it would be harmless for the spell to bounce off the barrier.
What you notice is that there's a few areas, there's a handful of areas that the spell can't seem to get through, that you don't, they're not necessarily all in one spot. There's probably like about half a dozen or so different spots that you can't get through. They might be possible explanations include magical research labs, or just some paranoid magician's office or something like that.
And I'm giving Mainframe a running narration of these things.
And she's like making notes in a little like.
What you would notice is the absence of sight on the other side of the barrier. Your magic wouldn't be able to perceive through the barrier. So that's how you would be able to tell where
It'd be like a blank spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you see a handful of pockets of varying sizes. You also notice as you go through the building, there is a basement in this building, so it goes into the ground.
Always a
basement.
Basements are the worst.
They are the worst.
I like basements.
They're bad
Last time
for
there were like
mages.
zombies.
bad for
in the
rocket
basement.
launchers.
And there's at least one of those
Always
magical
bad.
blank spots that you notice that's in the basement area.
If I had a hidden lab that I didn't want the greater company to know about, it'd be in the basement for sure.
Sorry. Mainframe did some cool stuff. Just now. You couldn't see. It's secrets.
So there's a secret. There's a gap in your astral perception in the basement, or magical.
So you probably, the two biggest ones you'd notice would be one in the basement and then one on the 7th floor. Would be the biggest
Basement
mana
and
blank
7th
spots.
floor both have some kind of likely a mana barrier.
And those are in the class building.
Yes, in the class building. You do notice a handful of people, not particularly many. There's at least like one poor, there's a library in this building, so that's probably where you notice the majority of people are concentrated in the library, and then like at least one grad student that's like frantically doing something in some room. And you see some people that are younger, but none that strike you as being like, this is a kid.
Is the 7th floor accessible? Is the barrier close to a wall, like an outer wall?
Yeah.
If I needed to grab a kid for a short amount of time and release them back onto campus, I would use an office.
Good
If I
old
needed-
catch and release.
Yeah. If I needed to intern a kid for weeks, I would use a basement that nobody knows about.
But I don't know if it's for weeks. It's probably just upgrade, like...
Depends on the kind of research they're doing, or how they take the implants, or how experimental it is. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can speak from someone who's working in a hospital. You don't need windows in an operating room.
Mainframe, this is your game plan. I could try to sneak into this building to see what's in the basement.
Your wizard is sleeping.
Or I can wait for your further off.
I appreciate.
It's fine. You can
check-
take an airplane there, and it'll only take you about 100 combat turns.
It's fine. It's fair. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. No. I appreciate you checking in, Cromwell. I feel like your instinct's in the right place. That I would rather. I think it's an easier bet to get in unnoticed in the middle of a chaotic class day than it is when the building's locked down and silent. So I'd almost prefer to try to camouflage ourselves or something when there's a lot going on. Others with law enforcement experience or reconnaissance experience.
As a person who's in a bus, I'm so far away.
That's my qualification.
As a recent school bus driver.
Also, Mordecai is sorry.
I mean, I assume people will wake me up
I
if
will.
you need me.
But
Like, that's-
You just hear
We can
snoring.
hear him over the
it's not a.
comms.
It's not a
Yeah, no, I
magical sleep.
assume you have not managed to silence your comm. You had it on for some reason, and so you're snoring gently.
Oh, this guy is so
I think this is
sweet.
like literally an active mission. So if Mordecai decided to sleep through it, great. But the comms have been on, right?
I was understanding that you guys were just doing some light.
Yeah,
we're
and
doing
that you
recon.
weren't,
It's fine.
which, you know,
It's probably
fine.
gonna. I mean,
It's
we're
good to be
not that
clear.
far from dawn
Mfix
at this point.
Light recon
No, it's
changed dramatically
Yeah.
to
Yes.
heavy recon.
But I think this is great intel that there's a basement at all, and that there's 2 zones that are highly secured, and we know where they're keeping the kids at night, so we know lots more than we did before. That's great. None of us have been shot. That's also great.
Yeah.
Elsie, do you still feel like you need to get in? Because I'm about to turn some doors on for you.
Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking. It sounds like we've got some information. I would love to get a student badge and like infiltrate the student body here. So if you can give me access to a dorm room, I think I will just be able to like get a quick 3-hour snap in.
in a person's dorm room? Like, let's pause for a second. You are unlocking someone's door, going in and taking a nap. When they wake up tomorrow morning, you're gonna be like, what? Oh, good morning, roomie.
Maybe really wants to see how this turns out. Like she's basically like, this sounds.
That was all
sounds
fake, by the way.
Listen,
But
That was
hey,
all
it's
fake.
cool.
I think anything that happens in the real world is plausible to happen in the 6th world. So
Interesting.
I'm like, no, I think this fits in with my story. And I like friggin' drove a plane.
Piloted
a plane. And I feel like we're going to start phase 2 in the morning, and I could really use a nap, guys.
I'm also going to point out that anyone who doesn't get at least 4 hours of sleep at some point will probably start taking penalties.
Well, and
No,
I
we're
already
gonna
like
nap.
failed my
This
sleep
dwarf
check.
knows
Yeah.
what he's doing.
There's no reason for us to rush into this
I
half-cocked.
don't think.
Or if you want to start taking, there's like jazz and long haul and shit like that.
Wait,
you can go
no,
for.
no, drugs are bad.
Yeah, we.
A lot of them are
we
legal.
have a school bus driver who's looking
Wait,
out for our best
they're-
interests here.
They're legal?
There's like no
They're
dos.
restricted.
There's 6th world no dos.
Is there like
Yeah.
a stay awake bus like
I
drive?
mean, soy calf too.
Stay away,
Like, you know.
bus driver driver.
Yeah, I think that's called long haul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It actually
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah,
specific.
I would just, I just think I'm, you know,
Do it.
It's
do
fine.
it. You
No,
gotta-
Mainframe's not fighting with you
I'm
here.
deep
She's,
infiltration.
just be
Fangus.
careful and you know that
Pick me a friendly room.
they don't say friendly on them. Would you like a hobbit hole or a
Yeah.
regular room?
Whichever seems like a lower level of Decker. I don't want to deal
Regular
with
room.
Regular.
I want to
Is
deal
there
with.
one? I'm gonna choose the most deformed of the custom built
Yes.
matrix doors.
Okay.
Like there's
Yeah.
one that's like
Yeah.
triangle shaped.
Please do.
Yeah,
Please
that's
pick
the
that
door
one.
I choose.
Oh my god, please tell me it's a Decker whose parents were Deckers and wants to be a Decker, but they glitched.
Or the Decker class
They're
was
really
required.
supposed to be
Yeah,
something else.
it's like one of the required classes.
Core curriculum
Classes.
kind of stuff.
So like they're doing a double major where it's like they're decking to make mom and dad
Yeah.
happy, but they really want to be a street samurai.
Yes.
Aw.
So they've like replaced one arm. It's like, but it's cool because there's a comm link in it or something.
You didn't have to buy a bus for me, you know. You don't have to be like me.
You're asleep.
I know. This is.
Yeah, so if at this point it's probably like 3:34 in the morning. So if you try and do anything before 8 a.m.,
Yeah.
you will take.
Well, and it doesn't
Some
make sense
sleeping
to
penalties.
leave and try to like just come back to infiltrate
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
It's better if I just stick with this plan, as uncomfortable as it may
Cromwell
be.
starts looking for a good hiding place where his chameleon suit would pretty well hide him.
Okay.
So mainframe,
perception.
I used
Yeah.
2 chat dice, Thumper dice. Thank you. And there's a very generous Team Sneak donation.
Yes.
Everybody's been so nice. And she gets 4 hits. She's forking. She wants to turn off those two
doors?
Turn off those 2 door locks.
Yes.
Or I mean, you know, unlock them. I don't need to turn them off. I just need to think.
How many hits did you get?
4.
Oh,
Oh.
that face.
I did not expect to roll as well as I did.
Damn it.
I mean,
it
I
is
could
a
sleep out here,
oh
too.
Dear. Oh dear.
Oh, which is Mark?
No, I think this means there's gonna be some.
You got marked.
Oh.
Wait, you're marked?
And the host is aware that you were on there.
Wake up the dwarf.
It's fine. I'm
No.
just gonna power out. That's
they're
all.
good.
It's fine. Elsie, it's not. I think I've been up too long. I'm having
Okay.
trouble with the door. I think you just.
I got 7 hits. I only rolled 10 dice.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
There's nothing I can do about that except
no,
burn
I-
through. And I don't. I'm sorry, babe. I can't.
okay.
The doors are just.
Okay.
I'm gonna peace out back to the bus, y'all. Power out.
Phew. Okay, my options are I sleep on the stoop and hope that nobody notices the sniper rifle tucked below my trench coat. It's a duster.
Or
So there's that. Or I
really
manually
tried to-
pick the lock to the door and go find myself I feel like a guard will pick me up if I stay on the stoop. So I will manually pick the lock to the door,
Okay.
which is probably not a good life choice.
You know that there's motion detectors inside the hallway. Like Cromwell has
thought-
told
Well,
you
that was
this.
the
Wait,
fourth
fourth
floor. You
floor,
said
right?
she's on.
No, there's also in the main entryway.
Oh,
I said in the main entryway and then in the hallway on the 4th floor.
Is there
Find a bush.
bush, exactly, that Mainframe isn't in and Cromwell isn't in.
All the bushes are taken.
Is there a tree? Because I'm also really
We
good
also
at
have a bus.
Okay.
No one
So
wants
the
to hang on the
guard
bus.
at this point, like you've been on the stoop for long enough, they come back, and it's the same guard that you saw before, and they're like, are you okay? You didn't go inside.
I don't have my card.
Is this the pity guard?
I don't have very good life choices.
Are you still drunk?
I am afraid I'm gonna wake up my roommate. It's okay. I'll
You have a
just
roommate?
wait till she gets up. I'm sobering up. I
Give me a performance.
Dear Lord.
Lockpick his heart.
Is it a him or her? I think it's a her.
Oh, her heart, excuse me.
It's the same guard
I'm
as
gonna
before.
throw in just 4 thumber dice. Cause boy, I'm not having a good night.
Neither is Mainframe.
I really thought you were gonna be.
Mordecai's doing great.
Oh, you shut your face.
He's dreaming of sharks.
Okay, 6.
Unless I roll with this many dice again. Yeah, that was better for
Okay.
you. That would have also been good for. Sorry.
It just means that when she overcomes it, it's gonna
Sometimes
be
I
way
don't
cool.
lie about what the dice.
Only when it's good for her.
It's not true. Oh, okay. What's your room number?
And I'm just like, Mainframe, what's my room number?
Can I text her the room I had chosen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the first floor? Or,
Yeah, I would have.
117.
It's right there.
You're like pointing to the window. Oh, okay.
It's right there.
Your name was again? You said Song or
Yeah.
no?
What was it? She would have given a name.
Yeah.
Well, no.
She said song.
Song. She said song. I guess that's the thing.
First name?
Lee.
Lee. Lee Song.
Lee Song.
Lee Song.
Yep.
Not Lay. Lee.
Oh wait, you didn't go with Lee Song?
Okay. I'll let you in, and I'm gonna have to just put it on my log. And
Get in trouble.
well, you need to come first thing to the security office in the morning and get yourself another badge.
Okay.
It's really, I'm going to leave out the alcohol part because I don't
Did you really?
want you to get kicked out.
Yeah.
But you need to make better choices in the future.
I do. You're right. You're being really kind to me, and I don't even deserve it. Thank you.
So they'll badge in the. They actually, so they badge in the first door, and then they actually walk you in because there's like 2 hallways, and they have to, or the elevator. There's a door in an elevator, and so they have to badge you in again.
Okay.
And so you hear like beeping sounds as the sensors go down for a brief period of time while you're in there, or at least the sensors are registering that you're there, but no alarms are going off. Because authorized access. Welcome. Guard, blah, blah, blah. And so they let you in, and then she lets you down the hallway. Go to sleep, drink some water, and then she leaves. So you are now in a hallway.
Great.
Many doors.
And my room is my room is
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
Okay, is she gone?
Yep.
But I'm on camera.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Poop. And you're not in the system.
No.
Nope.
Find a bathroom.
Yeah, there's usually. Are they shared bathrooms?
Yeah,
Good idea.
probably.
Yeah.
If this is anything like my old days,
Okay.
I went
Go
to an
on.
academy.
Probably
Much
a
like
lot like
this.
this if you
Yeah,
do law
yeah.
enforcement.
I was being raised as go to a bathroom. You sleep on the bathroom floor. Put your because the bathrooms are unlocked.
Yeah.
And there won't
Right?
be cameras in there.
And there will be cameras in there. And then if you need to, just put
In
the
parts of the
throw
bathroom.
up all over in the
You
toilet.
sleep in the bathtub.
And then you never get to make a buffing in the bathroom joke again.
You could also attempt to like pick the lock on one of the doors and just
But I'll
like
be caught on camera.
You could also disguise it that you're doing it. I mean, at this point, you're caught on camera as being in the dorm.
So
I mean, I'm
so
not
these
gonna lie.
bathrooms-
Part of me wants you to wake up in someone else's dorm room, and I'm sad that I did.
Hey, dude, stuff out there happens.
Yes.
So these are bathrooms with showers.
Yes.
And
Yeah. You notice if you go in that there are cameras in the bathroom, but not in like the shower
Are they like
stalls.
dorm bathrooms?
There's cameras.
Yeah, where there's
bathrooms.
but only like the
everywhere.
sink
It's the
portion.
sixth world, like in the sink portion. Like basically one, so they can see people coming in and out of the bathroom.
But you could like spend.
Some people like that.
It is a place where you can sleep. That is, oh, she just had a really bad stomach ache.
You just definitely need to sell the vomiting sounds.
Yeah, you probably want to like stumble in.
So I think the bathroom might give me good access for stealing someone's
Maybe,
key card when
yeah.
they come in, or at least if somebody comes in, I know that they're not in their room.
Do it.
So
Buff in that bathroom.
Elsie has that moment of like, I want to joke. No, this is the best course of action.
Yes!
I will have
Excellent.
to just leave that joke.
Pull a Mordecai.
Yeah, we gotta make
Okay.
that joke. We're still good.
I don't think
Carry
Cromwell
the
can after his bathroom adventure with Crunch. Which is like
Fang
Cromwell
was there
waiting
too.
I
But no, in fairness, Mordecai has now had 2 bathroom adventures, so you're still.
How you guys got together shortly after that whole episode.
That's right.
So Fang must have seen something she
Fang-
liked in the shower.
Fang
Why
definitely.
are we all
Okay, so what I do is I take my Ziploc baggie and I place it in my hands, and I'm walking towards the bathroom, and I go, I hold the Ziploc baggie, and I go, and I just pour it into my hands, and then run into the bathroom. So I let bits of it drop, and then I deposit the rest, I'm fake vomiting in, and I deposit the rest into a toilet and flush it, and then I go into one of the showers and curl up.
Oh.
Excellent. Give me your performance.
Is there a specialty in vomiting and bodily functions?
There gotta be bonuses for getting that creamed corn in there.
Third grade.
Yeah, add an extra die for props.
Props, thank you. Okay.
Carrot top. He uses props.
Ooh,
That's very true.
6.
6. It's a pretty convincing vomit performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I used 4 dice.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you a little bit ago. So I set a little. Let's see. I checked the time. I set a little timer, and I let's see. What else would I have in my bag?
You
Probably have a bag of
rifle.
I'm looking probably. I'm guessing Elsie has a bag of potato chips, or the 6th world equivalent.
You snuck into a place with a bag of potato chips. Sounds like the worst.
Well, that's why they
worst
noticed her.
possible food to
Was it was a little
No,
crazy.
it's the perfect food to bring, because my other food, it is something that can get past security, but is actually, which you would think I already established I have a sniper rifle on me, so this makes sense. But no, I drunkenly take the potato chips and put them on the floor, so that if somebody walks on it, I will hear it and wake up.
Sneaky.
They're really crisp. Good. Crisp ones.
Good.
I pull out my wind chimes and my bag of candy wrappers.
my box of D4s, Legos. I just throw them on the ground.
I think this is
Caltrops.
this is the props that Elsie began using at the tender age of 8 or 9.
They're tried and tested. So Mordecai continues to sleep. He was the only one who went to sleep at a regular time. I assume the 3 of you are passed out in the van.
I am almost afraid to go to sleep.
Do it. Stay up. Stay
I
awake.
got
I need you rested.
Yeah, but they're gonna be
so enthusiastic, and I need
two
you
of us
rested.
are not here, and someone needs to listen to the comms
But
in
you
case
really
something
need
happens.
rest.
Mordecai's awake, right?
No,
Wake him
I'm
up.
asleep.
You can listen
No.
to the comm. Oh,
The
wait,
worst
no.
that happens is someone comes and knocks on the window and tells us to move the bus.
Awake for them because they're going to sleep, and so I can listen. It'll be fine. Somebody has to stay awake. You need to rest because of the teet teet doop ba doop. That one needs to
Yeah, I was
rest.
pretty shit at that tonight.
Yeah, that's why you need to take a nap.
You were also piloted a plane.
Yeah,
for
Cromwell and Fang and Mordecai probably got in short naps on the airplane
So
ride.
you guys go to.
slept
I
for
probably
4
did on the
hours.
bus.
The plan is 4 hours, 4 hours.
Fang has drove, yeah.
I will be fine.
Fine is sufficient.
Cromwell has a proximity sensor. So he wants to find a hiding place and hook it up to beep him if anyone comes close. Preferably a place that people aren't going to be, there's not much traffic.
Okay.
And he's going to wear his chameleon suit.
Yeah, proximity sensors are pretty great.
Plus, I have a good book to read.
What book do you have?
Well, it's about. Do you know that there are these forums where people can put their theories about books? Not fan fictions. It's all fan theories. And so I'm reading these fan theories about this time traveler that falls in love with a wizard. It's great.
And Mainframe goes to sleep.
And that's it. She's
I'm
out.
on the 6th out of 28th. They're light novels, so they're really small.
I do drink some water.
Okay.
I hope Fang has to katana everything tomorrow.
So go ahead and give me your,
great.
you gave me a perception, right? I think, give me another perception and then a sneaking for hiding.
3 hits on perception.
Okay.
And sneaking for hiding. Let's see, with my chameleon suit, I assume, for this, because I'm going to be still.
Unless you're a thrasher.
I don't think so, he's British. Yes.
British people sleep like this.
Egyptian people sleep like this. British people sleep like this. 6 hits on my sneak.
So you're disguised pretty well. Your perception was fine, so you found a spot that people won't see you, but you didn't realize that it was a point that was going to be passed by a couple times by guards. So at least twice you're going to get woken up by your proximity sensor because it detects pretty much any life.
Right.
Oh no, even better. It detects life within 2 meters. So at no point are you woken up by a guard, but definitely some large raccoons.
Are you okay? Every time?
At least 3 large raccoons at some point, because you're in a tree that their nest is in.
Cut forward to a few weeks later, and Cromwell gives Fang a birthday present. Or a gift, and it's a coonskin cap.
This is the timeline where we survive.
Right.
Yeah, in all
You didn't
timeline
mention the
number
other
1. Mainframe and Mordecai sleep soundly and securely in the van. Fang spends this. Are you okay? Are you okay?
God.
Do you at some point go and acquire, say, some sort of stimulant from a convenience
I
from
don't
that
think so.
inevitable?
I think I'll get
crappy
I think
convenience store
when
across the
somebody
street.
wakes up, I will get soy calf, like a lot of it, and they probably have 8-hour energies now.
Yeah, we'll go through the book. I think there's one that you'll probably want, and I'm pretty sure it's not illegal. I'll find you one that's
I'm gonna go with you know how they have those drugstore caffeine pill kind of things 18 vitamins, ginseng, Joppa Bloop, new things that don't exist.
Bloop is my favorite.
Joppa Bloop.
I better see that on the corporate PR next week.
Joppa Bloop.
Jop bloop.
Else, do we need less sleep? I forget. It's been a while since
I
we
don't
slept.
think so. I think
D&D,
that's a
I think.
D&D thing where
D&D,
else
yeah.
where else don't need as much
They
sleep.
just stare at a wall.
They meditate. Elsie, you hear at some point, probably at about 6 a.m.
Yeah.
The crunch of potato chips. Someone flings open the shower and screams bloody murder because there is someone passed out in it. And that is where we shall leave it.
Oh, in a towel?
They're in a towel with a little shower caddy. That's where we will conclude for this week.
Yay!
Thanks, guys, for joining us for Shadowrun Corporate Sins.
Yes.
But stick around.
The point where I wondered if they were going to attempt to break into a highly secured building.
We did. Sort of. Like what Tony said, stick around because
Rai is going to take my spot, and he's going to roll some dice. And
I am
be-
going to update the shit list.
And yes, and the shit list has
than ever.
no. So Sophia 44 is wow. In fact, so much accomplished this week. I bought a van.
We changed locations, which is sometimes farther than we
times.
get.
And we did not crash and burn the plane
or the bus.
Yeah, a bus was acquired, you guys.
Forever.
You know what, guys? I'd say we were mostly adequate.
That is, I would say under adequate.
I would also say under adequate. I'm not feeling great about
Still on
mid-frame.
pace.
This is what happens in those movies where there's just a dot drawn on the map, like from one location to the other.
The dot scribbles after him.
Our dots just stop several times along the.
They want to know how far into your writings you are, Lauren.
Yeah.
If we're still on page 1.
Can I be entirely honest?
Yes.
I didn't have to add anything after last week.
Burn.
But we learned a lot.
Literally, probably run an entire venture by just putting MFAC in a box.
A lot of this is me being more comfortable with the rules.
Like you're in a room, there's a door, but it's 50 feet away. Get to it.
No fan art.
The ultimate puzzle.
No fan
In
art.
fairness, there would be like 17 trip wires and 3 proximity alarms and motion sensors and
Oh, there's some puns happening. All the teasing.
in my
Claudia doesn't
head.
need any of it. Oh.
Jesus.
I accidentally say something wrong, and this is what happens. New canon. That's not true.
All right, guys.
You never accidentally say anything.
Everything I say is accidental.
It is just about that time, of course, to go over updates and things going on in the corporate war, of course, amongst other things, and of course to read your tips and to decide who won corporate sponsorship for the night. So we got quite a bit to do. Thanks for joining us for Shadowrun Corporate Sins. Of course, like they were just saying, Honesty Hour is going to be coming up next with Zach and Bert Jennings, who is the GM for Pencils and Parsecs, our new Star Wars RPG, on Friday nights after DFA at 9 p.m. PST. If you haven't checked it out yet, drink some coffee and stay up for it because it is awesome. It is super rad. The intro alone, if you just see the pan of the camera in the beginning, you'll be sold. That's all you need to know. Also, guys, I want to let you know that tomorrow night, the Gauntlet is going to be in an all-new time.
What time?
That will be at 6 p.m. PST. And Chris Bramante will be, of course, our host, crushing, or maybe not crushing, the latest batch of contestants to see if they are worthy of saving the world or not. All right, so let's get into it. As always, by the end.
Demolition 12 or 14.
What?
But I roll thumper dice as well almost every time tonight.
Oh, did we just get a...
We got a big time.
Oh.
Or it's a big,
We got a big cheer. Horizon, coming for it. All right, Horizon, you got a little bit of time to keep your claim there. So let's go through things real quick. Again, guys, thank you so much. I've had so much positive reactions and feedback to the new update to the Corp War. So super excited to introduce some new NPC runners and to get you guys working on some side missions to get a little extra new-yin. You know, we'll see how that goes. What?
Oh!
Subscriber.
That is the most fun. Dreadthorn, thank you so much for the subscription. If you all didn't know, we're 3 subscribers away from our next Steam Key giveaway. Every 5 subscribers, we give away a Steam Key, and it's pretty awesome. You get access to our Discord. You can do things like playing the Corporate War.
What?
And get $5 off our Teespring campaigns and more. And it's extra super rad if you have Amazon Prime, because then you can subscribe for free. So,
That's pretty great.
That is.
please. All right. Let's get back into it here.
We did a job today.
I have a bus. Fang is gonna make it into a travel bus.
2 started out. I'm gonna drop something on the ground.
Isn't there a
What did we do?
And how much do you have to drink if all the dice spill?
It's about 30.
You know, last time I did that, I did it on purpose though. So this is an improvement.
Do you need a zoom? Do we need an enhance?
It's all good. The dice they're underneath the container from which they've spilled.
Yeah.
It's all good. Nothing to see here. Oh wow.
Oh, whoa! That is thrown by a
just
man
got
who has
die
dice
Dice thrown.
This is a dangerous job.
Dice war!
Let's just
Let's throw dice around all the expensive kit.
I'm just glad that I have insurance because of Hyper RPG.
That's
All right.
nice.
Now, pretty rare. Even more reason to support this lovely channel. Now, Ares here had some research in law enforcement. Unfortunately, they saw no gains. They were incredibly poor with the luck. Couldn't have done really any worse. Sorry about that, but Horizon, good news for you. You are seeing a 1% and 4% increase, and they're already gigantic, like 160 billion Nuyen media empire.
What is it?
Something ridiculous like that. And, more bits coming. Thank you. Rai, you look pretty tired. Take some Jop Bloop. Okay, thanks. Excellent.
Jop Bloop.
And from Evo, we've got 2 different attempts here. We got one at Cyberware Research, which they saw a modest 8% increase. Congratulations. And in shipping, though, they saw an 18% increase, which is rather awesome for their level 4 subsidiary. Ooh. All right, and as well, can't tell you that, that's secret. Okay, Wuxing! All right, in their shipping and aerospace, in shipping they saw a little 3% increase, but that's okay, they've got already 60 billion in their shipping already. And in aerospace, they saw a 22% increase in their share there. Congratulations. Wow. As well, Renraku had a breakthrough and saw a 6% increase in their law enforcement. I didn't realize that they were so big into law enforcement. That's really a surprise. They've got like a level 10, over like 60 billion Nuyen in it. You know, you think Ares when you think law enforcement, but
We do.
Renraku quietly loading their guns.
Good. We need it. I think Fang can maybe get a job at a police force.
Maybe.
Maybe
Sorry, I need to clear my throat.
But that's cool.
Oh, there's some LaCroix on the table.
Oh, good. I want Jop Bloop.
Wait, how do you say that?
LaCroix.
But there's an X.
I know.
Wait,
It's a non-English
It's not.
origin.
I thought it was Lacroix.
Yeah.
It's shouldn't it be LaCroix if it's French, right?
The quad.
Oh, this is real.
I can't even.
All right, simmer down.
All right.
That's amazing. All right, you learn something new every day. So, we saw some PR come out of Wuxing today, actually, that had some not so nice things to say about Mitsuhama's aerospace. Oh, thank you for the bits. It's a follow. Okay.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the follow. Follows are just good. All your bits, tips, follows, and just like hanging out with us, all that is all good. So thank you. Though nothing came of that. Just PR was totally ineffective in any way.
Oh.
Now Neonet's PR definitely had an effect. You may have heard some of their recent comments about the Seattle street news and Seder Krupp. Oh. It seems those comments have backfired against them actually, and they have taken a loss from what they said, a 9% loss to their cyberware division, while Seder Krupp has gained 3% in the robotics for their public comments. Yikes. Now as well, Cromwell has been hired to be one of our runners this week. I will not say who hired him, as multiple people have attempted to hire this week, and they might want to keep these things secret. But Cromwell, you've been hired, as well as Mainframe, and we will get you guys more details in the corpse about that. What?
On the same run?
I think that
Probably
has to be
different.
secret
I
too.
believe that should be secret. Yes, I would agree with that.
We'll find out the results, I believe, next week.
That's correct. All right, so we will be in touch about that, but also another corporation has hired a non-named runner, and we'll see how that turns out as well. So there are going to be at least 3 runs happening in the meantime here. Yes, question.
Knows anything about the non-named runner? Like, what are they? What color hair are they? Or like?
I don't know, because they haven't even told me who they want. We didn't even get that far, but I do know what their mission is, and it is very important. It's could solve a long-running mystery in this corp war. That's all I'll say about that. I just got the eyebrows from from Lauren there. That's great. All right.
Do I need to know?
You don't need to know about this. Don't worry.
You're doing so well.
#ShyWasi.
Oh, geez. Here we go. All right, let's call it then on that.
Are we ending it?
Who's our winner? Yeah, let's end it right now. I'm gonna pull up. Shiawase took it.
Shiawase.
Oh my.
Well, I did hear that they just came out with a new item.
Okay, Shiawase. Let me grab one of those dice on the ground.
And I think it was very successful.
They're all around you now.
There's so many.
Guys, we wanted dice stacking.
No, I think mine's gonna timber.
No, it's good. These are new heights. Oh, Lauren just blows on
Lord,
it.
I felt that, and I will throw a dice at you. I live with you.
I know. That also means I live with you.
Yeah, but I'm a lighter sleeper.
We're getting so much data.
This is great. This is great. Keep stalling for me. I appreciate that.
We're very compelling television, guys.
No!
That would just mean it's easier for me to disturb your
Door
sleep.
bloop! It's easier for me to come in the room and throw a bunch of dice on your face and then walk away.
See, door bloop is such a popular drug that then a game of surprise springs up around it as well. Door bloop!
Oh my goodness, yes! Oh my goodness, yes!
All right, the result is going to be a simple but powerful one. Shiawase here, as they took it, are gaining 3% in their biotech subsidiary, which is actually pretty decent. I think. What level are they in now? Let's see. Yeah, that's 78.3 billion. So 3% of that. Congratulations.
That's great.
You guys got to find something fun to do with all that Nuyen, though.
Shiawase.
Congratulations. Thank you for all the tips, bits, subscriptions, all that great stuff. Let's read some tips.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yes, let us.
All right, from William TW, $60 tip. Here are 6 dice from Neonet to help you all.
Neonet.
For the children.
Hey.
Thank you,
Neonet.
William. You're always
How
supportive.
even?
Thank you.
Thanks, William. And from Wilder1251, 2 dice for Fang from Horizon.
Thank you! I need those. Because I'm gonna have to stay awake next episode.
Yep. Figure what that penalty. Let's go look through the drugs.
Let's go look through the drugs.
Let's go drug shopping.
Oh, I see.
In the book.
Let's
Drugs
go
are a thing if you need
shopping.
them. Only the legal ones.
If he's not gonna need the legal drugs.
And let's see here. From Demolition1, it's Fang again. You need dice. $20. And the taser you left at the scene of the crime.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's not gonna be a problem later.
Nope.
You were wearing gloves, right?
I don't have finger.
One of her hands.
Boom, that's right.
No, I don't have
Either of them.
fingerprints.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have fingerprints.
Untraceable, I'm sure.
Except for the part where she has registered the gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a fake sin.
We'll find out more next week on Shadowrun Corporate Sins. All right, $10 from Paladin Hulk. Claudia, you nailed that intro, which means no dice for you. Lauren.
That was I remember being salty about that. I'm gonna continue to be salty about that.
Thank you.
That was pretty salt-inducing.
Short bloop. Or dirt blurk. Which is the off-brand.
It's off-brand.
Let's just start making up noises. Like, it seems to be working for me.
And from Analar, we've got $40 from Ares. We support direct trade approach, so support the most direct people in Mthek, Fang, and Cromwell.
Yeah.
Way to go.
You try to dig yourself out of that hole, Ares. Just keep going.
Cromwell's okay with Ares, mainly because he pretends to be one of their employees.
Which is
That's gonna bite you in the butt at some point.
No, it's fine.
it's pretty important as we now have lists of your favor with each of these organizations,
Yeah.
which will play into hiring and getting all the full perks of using these runners.
We're silently judging corporations. all
More
the
on that to
time.
come. Now from Bone Bumble. I like that name. Zach really scared me yesterday saying that you currently are broke, so take my money.
Aww.
Well, if you were scared last night, just wait for Honesty Hour. That's when you find out.
Yeah.
It's when you find out the real dark truth, for better or worse.
But seriously, thanks for supporting our show.
Yeah.
All the shows. But
All that you support
But
the whole
during
channel,
ours, too.
so that's great.
But especially ours.
But mostly us.
we like
But
being
really,
us.
it's about them, right? All right, but Zach, you really scared me yesterday saying that you currently are broke, so take my money, and also I just love the intros and stories of Cromwell. Thank you, Bone Bumble. And Saladir, $20 Neonet donates to Mordehai.
Thank you, Neonet.
See, aren't they great?
Neonet, yeah, that's. I'm aware of which corps are great and which are
Yeah.
A
not
little less
great.
great since they sold Neopat.
That's true. That was
still.
his questionable choices. We love Neopet.
We did.
All right, what's next?
I'm just saying, these decisions,
Have
there's always consequences.
It's true. And speaking of, Oksana-shan sent Elsie 3 votes for dealing with Galahad via option 3, rocket launcher.
It could happen. Thank you for your vote for the rocket launcher. I'm always pro rocket
That's
launcher.
my favorite of the Arthurian legends is Sir Galahad and the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
It's not quite the holy hand grenade, but
Was it also found at the bottom of the lake, or where was
Yes.
it? Okay. It's kind of a stash.
The
And
lake man.
from Coach, dice for Cromwell and Fang to help with boxing practice.
They box all the time.
Oh.
In real, wait, no.
Just keep digging. Thank you.
Claudia.
It's so hard.
It was the best.
It was great.
I really hope it was clipped.
There's no way.
Oh, it was clipped. Don't worry.
The internet does not forget.
It's circulating, making the rounds. TMZ's got it. It's all good. Now, Derman Reigns. Great to hear about other Galahad alumni. Mainframe, I know I wouldn't have been a gubernatorial candidate without the education and friends I made back in Bay City. Master Squire of the Shield, Sword, and Helm. 54. How about you? Nope. That's a long message.
It is a long message. Mainframe has feelings.
Yep.
Her parents were not like, they weren't into her going to a public school, and sometimes she wanted to do the Galahad thing. She's not an official Galahad alum, but
It's hard.
she's glad someone was happy. That's fine.
I could
Good.
tell. She sounded very torn in that conversation with Mr. Mordecai. All right, and from Furniture, Mr. Mordecai, is
The
that
one where she's trying to shoot herself.
Is that your father?
When in this magic, they call you Mister.
Wait, really?
And from Furnitalk, $20, 2 dice for mainframe.
Thank you.
And from Fags252, $120 for Team Sneak, Cromwell, Mainframe, and Elsie.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was super.
We needed the dice.
And so how successful was the sneaking? Would you say?
We are
Good.
no one got caught.
Pretty
Yeah.
good, given that we all brought back
I
some
did.
potato
but it
chips.
was
The sneaking was a
That's
lot more
fair.
successful than most of the other things that the sneaking wasn't trying to
It's very
achieve.
true. We snuck, and then the rest of the plan.
That's why I was like mixed up. I was like, was there sneaking? Good.
To be clear, the plan wasn't clear. After the sneak, like it was.
I bought it.
Almost really good at sneaking in and really good at punching his way out. He's just not necessarily good at what comes in on
The
the
transitions that we have to work.
Yeah.
But Cromwell was the most successful of the set. He got his data. The rest of us have fake vomit and bruised egos.
Mordecai's doing great.
I got it.
I thought about
We are.
I'm gonna point out you're gonna be a little tired. You're gonna get about 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
and
not on parole.
thank you. I was gonna have to ask if you didn't answer that. Important questions.
No,
All right.
She fractalized says, wait, if Cromwell was just on one knee, was he proposing to Faye?
Stop it!
No, like she very specifically said, get on your knees.
When
I need you on your knees.
when
Like
he
normal.
proposes, he'll toss the ring.
No,
My God.
Cromwell already has a ring, so awkward silence.
Continue.
No, this is all great.
That's it.
I really don't have much to say except for get ready for Honesty Hour, 10 p.m. with Zach and Bert. In the meantime, do we have, first of all, any poetry we need to cover tonight?
Yes, and an announcement.
And an announcement. All right, let's get to it.
All right, the announcement is this. I will be on Join the Anarchy on Monday, which is basically, Anarchy is a sort of, I wouldn't say simpler, so much a streamlined Shadowrun that didn't exist when we started this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have feelings about that.
It's an awesome Twitch show, Join the Anarchy. It's twitch.tv/Join the Anarchy. That'll be Monday the 30th, this coming Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sort of Shadowrun meets Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Ooh.
So check that out. I have no idea what will happen, but I'm excited. And I do have
It'll
a
be
poem.
like this show.
What's that?
It'll be like this show.
Yes. Maybe. We'll find out. And my poem, the narrative on the bus goes round and round, and Turnfang's frown upside down. Elsie Fake wept while Mordecai slept, all the way to Bay City town.
Aries, as technology, you're still on the shit list.
We didn't. Oh. I mean, not thanks.
Everyone has their own list.
We are now maintaining our own shit list, so keep that in mind.
With gameplay ramifications.
Directly informed by.
Yeah, it's kind of the record of how mean or how nice you're being to MFEC. So yeah.
Making a list.
The other players can choose to look at this or then base it on their own histories with the corpse or
Yeah, we each
feelings
have our
about
own
them.
opinions, I think.
Yeah,
on,
absolutely.
M. Feckler, nice.
What is the double R?
Lauren and Rai.
Oh. Well,
He
he
gets
gets
two letters.
Wait, why does he get two?
Yeah.
What? He gets
No
two
respect.
letters?
And what about QQ, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clerk.
Mac Flirt.
I think.
And what about Emily? And what about Mark?
And Emily.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on. But that is all for tonight. Let's quickly go through all you lovely folks, who you are, once again, before we close. And stay tuned for Honesty Hour coming up, 10 p.m. Zach and Bert bear all.
I am Tony Beeman. I'm at LBeefus, LBEEFUS, on the Twitters and the Twitches and everything else.
I am Janine. I am Admiral Asma on Twitter and whatnot.
I'm Lauren at Random Tuesday on Twitter. Tweet at me. Say hi.
I'm Claudia. You can find me on the Twitch and Twitter at Jackie Dash or JAKIDASH.
Hi, I am Cheryl, and you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Muppet Aphrodite.
And I'm Dan Poslins. You can find me at Dan Poslins.
And if you're curious more about the world, I see a couple folks who are confused. Check out corpsins.wikia.com. There's a whole almanac of all the stuff that's been happening on the show. There's so many.
Yeah,
It's one or two things.
a couple of people put some amazing work into it.
Yeah,
It's really great.
Thank them.
Yes.
Add their letters to the acronym.
Someone mentioned on my article
WW.
about how I like to rant, which I thought was
Was that something you didn't realize about Mordecai?
so.
So you might even learn something about your own characters on the Shadowrun. I love that. All right, guys, thank you so much. Good night.
Bye.
We'll be back, actually, pretty soon before you know it.